Make it sparkle. I know we're filming. How do you make that sparkle? Go ahead.
You don't want to know the
Somebody
process.
explain it to me.
Oh no!
Well, if you adjust enough glitter.
Oh no! Hello, everybody. You don't want to know. Welcome to Yes and Dragons. We are Chicago's only in-person live play doing Daggerheart.
And the band is back together.
Yay! We're coming to you live from beautiful Rogers Park, a neighborhood in lovely Chicago, from the Chicago Role Players Guild, which is a crown jewel in the neighborhood. So you could come play here if you want to, and you live in Chicago. Actually, you can play here if you don't live in Chicago. You just come here. There's no like residency restriction. Let us go to the players and have you guys introduce yourselves. Start with Esther.
I'm Esther Inglesarkel, and I play Nadezhda Ariensu.
I'm Parker Thompson, and I play Sam Seraph.
I'm Libby Kramer. I play Cordelia Priest.
I'm Carissa Lenning, and I play Shibble.
Yay, Shibble's back!
Well, not really. I'm still in jail, right?
We don't know!
For jail.
We really don't know.
So what was today's Chicago fact? Today's Chicago fact is, once upon a time, a certain cow person. No, I'm just kidding. Today's Chicago fact is that, and I just learned this moments ago.
True.
So let's find, what was the actual, there's a name for it. The I always pronounce it wrong. The Des Plaines structure.
It bugs me every time.
Every time. The Des Plaines structure is a observed a geological phenomenon. It sounds much more mysterious than it actually is. It's a meteor crater located. Well, I guess it's weird to say that O'Hare Airport is located on top of. It has a little interesting little history. It wasn't discovered until relatively recently. It was described, but not discovered as like a known meteor. What do you call that? Astrological? No.
Geological.
Astronomic?
Caused
Geological.
by space stuff.
Caused by space volcanoes. You know space volcanoes.
Space
That's what-
volcano.
Normal volcano.
That's what Eric studied, is space volcanoes. So I always make the joke of it. Anyway.
That's why he knows as much math as me.
Yeah. He has a PhD in space volcanoes.
Okay, he probably knows more math than me.
But yeah, so when you land at O'Hare Airport, there are two airports here. When you land at O'Hare Airport, specifically, you're landing in the middle of the Des Plaines disturbance, which is a large buried impact crater or crypto explosion structure, which is fucking wild. It was first noted by people looking for strange rock formations, just walking around looking for strange rock formations. Yeah. Anyway,
A quick bonus O'Hare fact. Between two of the runways is a cemetery that they had to build the runways around because they couldn't move them.
Can I add a bonus
Absolutely.
that I learned this week?
Yes.
So between the two United concourses, how there's the part that plays Rhapsody in Blue with the flashy lights.
Mm-hmm.
That was designed for Disney.
Wait, what? How did it end up there?
There was supposed to be a joint thing between United Airlines and Epcot, I think. I literally only learned this week, so like if I'm wrong, please don't cancel me. But there was supposed to be a joint thing, and this was part of it. But it's in O'Hare.
There's
instead.
another thing in another airport that has like a people mover that was like designed with the same stuff as like the Epcot.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. I think those
What
things
was
were like
supposed
invented
to
for
be
that.
in Epcot when it was supposed to be a weird
I don't
future
remember what
city.
airport it was, but
I think I heard that, yeah.
The airport of the future in Poughkeepsie, New York. I just made that up. I don't even know if Poughkeepsie has an airport. They probably do. I feel like they might.
Maybe a small one.
A regional airport. I feel like if Pittsburgh gets one, Poughkeepsie gets one. Anyway, hi. We're not going to do we're going to jump into an interesting moment is what I want to do.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to start here. Should I address this to you or you?
Oh. does Cordelia talk to? Well, she doesn't believe in gods, so I will just. Libby herself enters the scene like like a nature documentary, and is here to give you a recap of what happened last week for those of you who missed it. So we currently do not know what has happened to Shibble. I'm assuming we'll find out. So Carissa, pretend not to hear any of this as I directly address the camera. The first thing that happened is Nadezhda and Cordelia were handed NDAs to sign on regular, not edible 3D printed paper, but real, this kind of paper, true to life, that said that they could not talk about anything that happened, and if they wanted to leave, they had to sign it. And so both of them did. Then this all took place in an anti-magic room. I have a lot of notes about this room that nobody really cares about, so I'm gonna skip them. Basically, Cordelia's conclusion was we face no consequences for our actions, so everything is amazing. Nothing can go wrong. Then we went home. Oh, you're adding a fear to nothing can
I
go
just
wrong.
spent a fear on your.
Yeah, wait, I have fear.
Oh yeah, I have to add my. Well, hold on.
Well, 5 now because you spent 1. We went home. We napped for a few hours. Sam was just like, Sam had a dark night of the soul the night before and was sleeping in really late. So we went to celebrate traditional Vexen holiday Thick Test Day without him.
Hey.
There's the Thick Test Day mug. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
A wonderful and disturbing holiday in which lots of baked goods are eaten.
All the thickest foods.
All the thickest foods. Many weird, anatomically disturbing animals exist. And
Cordelia embarrassed herself in front of a
Cordelia
bunch of
makes a
teenagers.
horrible impression on the citizens of Vex and gets told she resembles a Vexen mythological monster. And has bad judgment. Then we go back. Cordelia gets the great idea to check her email.
In the meantime, Sam took all of the drugs in the entire house.
Yep. Sam took every single rest that we had, and we'll get back to that in a second. Anyways, Cordelia checks her email. We'll resolve that in a second. We walk in to find Sam laying on his back, surrounded by a circle of cutlery. Just he is Fork, and Fork is him.
I lived
Infinite
1,000 years as a fork
It's
in this trip.
Forks all the way down for Sam. We saw Arto in his room and figured he was trying to commune with Arto, so Cordelia put Arto on top of Sam, which then allowed Sam to contact Rasmodius, who gave him some information. And, oh yeah, hold on. Brief detour from Sam. An enormous ostrich leg falls out of the sky as they leave.
Your ears are supposed to be covered.
Cordelia,
Shibble's ears.
Cordelia and Libby both think that this might be some weird sort of pseudo, like, Eidolon adjacent
Like
thing
a mythological
that was
manifestation.
manifested by all these people being here. That aside, Arto said to stop the gods. They're synthetic Artos. Specifically, Arden is trying to create synthetic Artos to mirror Rasmodius and kind of copy him. We find out that the new Morella is this gentleman called Oberyn Ket, who is also going to be important later. Cordelia, finally signing into her email, reads a 10,000-page end-user licensing agreement and rolls extremely badly. And all she gets out of it is, oh yeah, somebody messed with your phone. And so she accepts that and has the ability to read her email, which says report back to the office on Monday. Then we go on a bunch of shopping adventures, including Sam contemplates buying a Vespa because he gets wired 11,325,813 ICs. Then one of the things he wants to buy is a Vespa, which we don't ever buy, but we came up with Vescarre. We visited the dry cleaner where it turned out Leo had left Nadezhda a note explaining his actions. And then we headed to Ren's house because Sam had requested to meet with Mr. Ket. Not Ren's house, Ren's noodle shop. And instead of meeting Mr. Ket, we instead met Mr. Ket's representative, who turned out to be Max. And Max gave us a huge lore dump about Soul Prince, about all sorts of things, why he's still alive, and what we were able to glean from that is that essentially, in accepting that end user licensing agreement, Cordelia has signed over her soul print to Ardent Innovations. And we don't exactly know what the implications of that are, but if you die, they can bring you back. And there are 3 rules that he gave us: don't die to an Eidolon, don't die in front of an Eidolon, and don't become important. Then he shot himself in the head, and that's kind of where we are now. Sam also failed to buy a coat.
Yes. Oh, and Nadezhda went off to find her family. So.
Oh yeah, we did stop by. the
Also,
Aaron
Sam
house.
couldn't access the money without finding
Yes.
a user license agreement.
Yeah, all of the ATMs were like, sign here.
Or they were smashed up.
Yeah. So
But Max said that he would help me get the money.
these 2 have effectively quit their jobs, which Cordelia didn't know was an option. So team of 1.
All right.
Did that capture it all, Jaime?
It kind of, yeah, it captured more than just the actual events, the actual spirit of the events, like in a very emotionally satisfying way to me personally.
My notes are always a bit chaotic.
I encourage this. I appreciate and encourage this. Okay, so all that said, we open to Shibble.
Hello.
You wake up. You find yourself standing on the edge of a massive.
Wait, I woke up standing?
Yep.
I was asleep standing up.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. You
Okay.
wake up
Feels
and you're on
chivalry.
your
Yeah.
feet. A massive,
All right.
beautiful lake. There are low mountains and trees barely visible behind the atmospheric, what do they call that? Perspective. In the distance, the air is cool, verging on brisk. And the sun shines brightly, reflecting bright points of light off the surface of the blue water of the lake. You turn around and you see you're in the middle of an unfamiliar evergreen forest, surrounded by massive coniferous trees. There is no visible path. You do not know how you got here. You are clothed in rags.
Oh, I was hoping that they were wearing like old timey like striped prison.
They are. They're rags of like stripes.
It's like one of those like little barrels.
Instead of like regular stripes, it's like QR code stripes.
Scan the barcode.
You have no gear, no armor, no weapons. You are sore and bruised. You see open, bloody wounds on your arms and legs.
That's understandable. What happened?
You take a step and you
took
find
4 HP of damage.
walking.
And I didn't get any downtime
You
to
did not.
fix it.
You currently are under the critical condition,
Oh.
which means you have 1 HP and 1 stress available.
Okay.
You also feel your stomach rumble.
Oh no.
All 4 of them.
All of them, yes.
Where's your kabibble now, Shibble?
You are also subject to the starving condition.
I mean, I feel like that's Shibble most of the time.
Unironically, this is the reason that you are subject to the starving condition, because eating is very important to your character.
So what does starving mean to me?
The starving condition means that you it's not like it's a slow cumulative effect, not instant damage. You have disadvantage on physical tests like agility or strength.
So it's kind of like a point of exhaustion.
It's something similar to that, but it's specific to failed rolls will always give me a fear.
Okay.
So 1 sec. Also, until you have recovered all of your HP,
But wait, there's more.
You
But
can
wait,
only
there's
choose
less.
to recover 1 HP per rest. What do you do?
And finally, me and Parker grab both of Carissa's arms, and Jaime just kicks her in the stomach. That's the final condition.
Just shred my character sheet. How's this lake water?
How is it?
Yeah.
It's wet. Water's not actually wet. That's a fun little fact. It's not a Chicago fact. It's a fun fact.
Can I take a drinky drink?
Yeah. Take a sip of the lake.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. It burns. Or I'm sorry, your throat is like it doesn't burn. It cools the burn
Is
of your
Shibble gonna
throat.
get Giardia?
This was a mistake.
I've been
Was that a
thinking a lot about
parasite?
Giardia lately for some reason. I don't know why.
We
I've
gotta
been
give
thinking
Shibble dewormer. Has it come up before?
it has absolutely come up before.
Shibble has it. We'll give you some.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It does come with dewormer. Absolutely. Heartworm dewormer. No, yeah, it tastes good. It tastes fresh. It tastes oddly familiar.
It's water.
It doesn't taste like water in Vescarre.
Okay.
Has Shibble ever been out into the woods
It's
before?
way more
Probably.
fresh.
Out of all of us, I feel like Shibble is the most likely.
Mm.
Aside from Nadajda, I mean, like native Vescar people.
I mean, I don't- what's in the woods? Are there creatures in the woods? Are there edible plants in the woods? I'm gonna look for something to eat.
Make an instinct check.
Is instinct physical?
No, instinct is not physical.
Well,
Oh,
Oh dear.
that's an 8 with hope.
An 8 with hope. Okay.
Do I still
Um,
get a hope?
Yes, you do get a hope.
Okay, so I get hope
Yes.
when I do this. Okay.
You. So what exactly are you looking at here? What, are you trying to find food, for example?
Yes.
Okay. You look around and you're like, I don't know if I can eat any of these plants. I don't recognize anything.
Is there grass beneath my feet?
No, there's not. You're in like a almost like
All trees, no grass.
it's like
Weird
pine
mushrooms?
needles.
Pine
Yeah,
needles.
mushrooms. There are mushrooms in the ground. But it's like pine needles and like low shrubs. Not a lot of the smallest things around you are definitely like knee high or waist high shrubs. I just dropped a bunch of stuff. That's fine. But on that roll,
It's
As
an
you're
8. I'm
looking-
not gonna find
but
anything.
you have hope.
you see a weird little figure dart between a tree and another tree. A weird,
Weird how?
almost like it was not present, like it might be in your eye, like a spot in your vision, or like
Oh no.
God.
and you hear like a little not laughter, but like a warm chuckle, maybe.
Hello?
There's no answer.
I'm gonna go towards where I think I saw it.
You are standing at what is clearly the top of some sort of short descent. Where this little thing has sort of moved into, or what it looked like it moved into, you do see that there's like a couple clear steps on like flagstone. What do they call it? Flagstone? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like little flagstone steps that would have otherwise been made this traversal a little more difficult, makes it a little easier. And when you walk down those steps, you make another instinct check for me.
Okay. 16 with hope.
60 with hope. You get to the bottom of the steps and you see a turnip. There's a turnip available to you to eat. Like in the ground, you recognize, you know what the top of the plant looks like, and you're like, oh, I could eat that. That's food.
I'm gonna eat it.
You may restore 1 hit point.
Yay! Does that mean that they're no longer critical? I have 2.
No. So part of the critical, I ran out of order. Part of the critical condition is that you can only do 1 hit point.
Oh. The critical is until you restore
I
completely.
feel like
Yeah.
Shibble's gonna end up in like an 8-bit video game, and there's just gonna be
Yeah.
turkey legs on the ground.
Shibble's like Pac-Man.
After you eat, you cannot move forward. You are exhausted from eating. You must rest.
Okay. Downtime action.
Downtime action. Yep.
Yay! Is this a short rest or a long rest?
It is. I'm gonna say you can't really pick between the two because you can only do 1 action right now.
Okay. I guess 10 to wounds seems like a good thing to do.
I'm sorry. Did I say take a hit point? I meant to say I got this wrong. I'm sorry. What this means is that when you rest, you can now take a hit point.
Here,
You do not recover a hit
That's
point from that.
outdated. You weren't here when
Oh,
I
yeah.
made the new one.
Ooh, okay.
So if you had, I'll just say, I'll put out what happens here. If you had not eaten but rested, you would have rested without recovering any hit points. So because you ate before you rested, you now have 2 HP when you wake up,
Okay.
but you still only have 1 stress available, 1
Okay.
open stress slot. Okay. So, I forgot to give myself all of my fear.
Yeah, I was gonna remind you a second time. and I was
Why?
like,
Well,
Would
I didn't
you?
want you guys to know we're only starting with 1 person,
Hmm.
so it was supposed to be a surprise. Although it's hard to do that.
Well, I'm still surprised.
When you wake up, you no longer recognize the area around you. It looks like you woke up in a different place than when you were where you went to sleep.
Ooh.
Okay, what does this place look like?
I mean, it looks like geographically similar, like the plants are the same, etc. But you thought you were laying down next to a tree with like a very large trunk, and you aren't. You're just like close to like a small group of shrubs, and the sun is setting in the wrong direction now, like relative to where you thought you were. It just feels like you're in a different place. Just subtly, very subtly.
Look for more food.
You look for more food.
I don't know what else there is to do.
So, the thing is, well, here, let's do this. Give me a instinct check.
Crit.
A crit. On a crit. Let me read what I specifically wrote out. So I put this in specific terminology.
Oh.
On a crit, you look around, and as you're looking, the reflected bright lights become brighter, and the dark lights become darker. And the bright lights loom out to you and reach toward you. The dark lights recede, and then the bright ones look like we're talking about like the trees like at sunset, like they're reaching out to you. They look like they're reaching to you. And then you see the figure of a blue child, and the face looms out to you. What do you do with that when that happens?
Hello?
Make a presence check.
I'm not good at presents.
I believe in you. Oh no.
11 with fear
11 with fear.
to say hello to the blue child.
So this is your fear in the moment is your fear here. It's you are terrified.
Yeah.
And you try to talk to this. I mean, to call it it's hard to say, but like the size of the body,
Small being.
small. It's really hard to tell because you're having trouble judging distance. And you try to say hello, and your voice is shaking, and you can barely like work up any presence. I mean, you can't make yourself known. You try to talk, and you just can't. However, on your crit, you see this little blue person picking berries, little blue berries, and putting them into a small pile, and then you wake up. And next to you is a small pile of berries.
I eat the berries.
Okay. This was some sort of dream, maybe? You woke up and then woke up, but you're in the place you thought you were when you woke up the first time. So you're not in the place you went to sleep in. Yeah, it's a little confusing. Very disorienting. This place is weird. Make a knowledge roll.
9 with hope.
You recognize that these are blueberries. They're bilberries, specifically. Which are like related to gooseberries. They're just a little blueberry. They're edible. They're not going to kill you.
Okay.
Um,
I was already eating them. So no.
Poison resistance too.
that's true.
So,
However,
even
But
if
do
they
I
were
have
poison-
that in my critical condition state?
Oh,
well, so as you're eating them, the world starts to loom again. And you realize that as you're eating the berries, there's little spores on the berries. And
Am I connecting to the fun girl now?
Did you become a fun girl?
What happened?
I'm wondering if Shibble is spyware like us two now.
yeah, spend a fear.
Why?
I will spend a fear here. So let me do.
Send a fear on what happened to the phone group.
Who did that?
As you come to realize that these berries that you're eating are causing you to effectively trip, the world shifts around you, and you watch trees replace themselves, like sliding over each other, and you're like, "Am I moving? Is the world moving? Are we both moving?
Are
Can
they
anything
ants?
not move? Yeah, maybe you kind of see that they kind of walk. They kind of have arms. A lot of them. Their thoughts are like branches coming off their heads.
Oh no, it's like thick test day all over again.
That means
It's just incomprehensible imagery.
But as this happens, as the world rearranges itself, a clear path forward presents itself. There's just where there wasn't a path, there now is. And in the distance, you catch just that little hint of like a blue person.
Okay. Did I finish all my berries?
Yeah.
Then I'll take the path.
Go down the path. It's a beautiful day. But you can't help but notice that the trees keep reaching out to you. As you're walking past, they just sort of loom in and reach out and just barely don't touch the sides of your face. When you turn around, they're just trees. They're the bark, like the lines of their bark like move around like kind of like worms. Yeah. And you see this path is lined by like this forking cyan colored lichen. It's like emerging off of rock underneath the path. Yeah. The sun is going down.
Okay.
Do you want to keep walking at night?
Is something bad gonna happen if I do? I mean, I feel like since I'm in critical condition, maybe I should take another rest.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna bed down for the night?
Yes.
Because you ate berries, and because you followed the path, you can, without a check, recover a hit point.
Okay.
Max again. So
Okay.
you're now at 3, correct?
I'm at 3.
How many do you have total?
Shibble has 7.
Okay.
We got a ways to go.
So
You're almost halfway there.
you wake up again. Like the whole world looks different. It's
Of course.
no longer the same forest quite. Instead, some of the trees look a little like day glow. Just a little bit, like at the edges of the lines of their bark. They're just like, is it glowing? You look at your hands. They're not like doing anything wild anymore. But you do have this sort of sense of like after image in your vision lingers. You get it, when you turn your head from right to left, there's like a trail of rainbow light behind some of the lights. And again, make a presence roll.
13 with fear?
So, you see this little blue person, but they're not little anymore because they pop up out of the ground in your face. And instead of a mouth, they have tentacles.
Oh, that's upsetting.
And they reach forward and they brush your face with their tentacles, but they have these eyes, these like intensely glowing eyes. And yeah, that's your fear. What do you do?
Hello?
A warm chuckle, a sense of familiarity. Yeah. It looms back, falls into the ground, and disappears.
Familiarity.
Yeah.
Trustful.
As it disappears, you see blue light sort of glow into the ground.
Familiarity. Is this Cecil from the Blood Plane? It better not be. It better not be Cecil
might
from the
be.
Blood Plane.
It might be Cecil. I forgot Cecil had tentacles.
Is it?
I mean, make a knowledge roll.
I don't think this version of Shibble knows about Cecil.
I would say Shibble does not know who Cecil is, but I'll say,
Carissa knows who Cecil is.
but also there is a familiarity here. So maybe you're digging at who is that.
And
Uh-huh.
Shibble's like super tripping right now.
That was a crit.
On a crit, you may clear a stress. And you hear a name.
Do they also gain a hope? Because normally with a crit.
Oh yeah, you get. I'm saying, but you also like instead of
Yeah.
you hear a voice, the same voice, that warm chuckle. It's a very like. I mean, the word that comes to mind is like maple warm voice, smooth, low,
Canadian.
Canadian.
Okay, they're Canadian.
Shibble ended up in Canada.
No, unironically, this is geographically built around Banff, So
So
makes
yeah,
sense, yeah.
Shibble did end up in Canada.
Shibble got
A little bit.
extradited
Yeah.
to Canada.
A little bit. Azure is the name.
Sorry, because we lost.
Shibble fled to Canada to avoid being drafted by the corporation.
We lost 3. It fled.
Yeah.
With each little rest, you see your
Oh, that's
wounds
the
are
blue.
healing a little bit. What do you do?
I feel like I work to use every description of blue except the word Azure. Just
I really no. There's so
Sapphire.
yeah. Teal.
So it went into the
It
ground.
fell backward,
Oh.
and its body disintegrated into these little blue lights that like veins swam off into the dirt and disappeared.
Is there still a path forward?
You'd have to look.
Is there food?
You'd have to look.
Find food.
Find food.
Shibble's playing the Oregon
Make
Trail.
Yeah.
an instinct check to find food.
or just like Zork, just like get food. You can't get you food.
But 22 with fear?
You see more bilberries. These also have that spore dusting on them, but as you lift them to your mouth, you realize they're slightly off. You shouldn't be able to see the seeds from the exterior on the bottom. These are not bilberries. These are bogberries. These are deadly poisonous. If you had eaten them, you would have lost another HP.
Okay.
So you don't eat the bogberries.
Okay.
Yeah, but Shibble's really hungry.
Shibble's so hungry right
But
now.
on a 22, did I find something edible?
No.
On a 22.
On a 22, you found something. Theoretically, anything's edible. Try hard enough, but
Anything's edible once.
yeah, it's a matter of are you willing to eat it and take the possible repercussions.
No.
No.
I'm proud of you, Shibble.
It's a whole day in hell when Shibble refuses something. An edible here
This is character growth.
is questionable usually.
Find the path forward.
Make a presence check.
7 with hope.
A 7 with hope. I think so. Mark your hope. I think at this point you realize
So glad I got hope.
when you try to find the path forward, you're basically asking for help or direction from this creature that you're is like sort of interacting with you. Again, it's very at the edges of your perception, very like an after image in your eye.
Would your bro-born stuff be helpful in this situation?
I mean, I'm order-born in that way.
What were your tenets?
Oh,
This is a bro that you're asking.
I mean, but does this bro adhere to my bro code? That's the question.
Your bro code kind of imprinted on it.
Because
I know Cordelia's not here, but this is like you're hallucinating her. And also Sam, because you talked first.
like,
The
I mean,
Cordelia on
no
your
bro
shoulder.
left behind is one of my tenets. And
And now
that seems
you are the
appropriate.
bro.
if you're
Yeah.
abandoning me in the
Behind.
woods, I feel a bit left behind.
Yeah.
I think as you give me an instinct roll here.
Again with the instinct. 16 with fear.
So what you understand in this moment is you're kind of like a little bit like Job, sort of like you're kind of mad at the way the world is working toward you as you sort of experience this like wait, you're leaving me behind. Why are you doing this? And you realize that this thing is another one. Which one is
Spend
this?
a fear?
Is it spend a fear? Kathy? Spend a fear. We'll save that one for Parker. No, just kidding. No, we'll spend a fear on this. I think maybe what this fear tells you is you don't know if you can trust this thing. You don't know if this is a bro.
Bro
Is this
train.
thing even like, the world is changing every time you follow it. Where's it taking you? Did it try to poison you? Did it try to get your trust?
It's all I have to go on, and I don't want to be alone, so I'm gonna follow it.
Well, it sort of dispersed, in a universal direction. You can try to investigate here, make something like a knowledge nature type of roll, or you could try to just intuit your way with another instinct roll, or you could ask again the presence roll.
I'd probably, character-wise, Shibble would probably go presence.
I think that makes
and
sense.
just
Yeah,
try to talk to it.
you basically just yell, "Bro!"
Oh, brother, where art thou?
ah, ah! Okay, good.
Why hath my bro forsaken
Presence
me?
roll. That's a 16 with fear.
16 with fear. Let me double check something. Give me a dexterity reaction roll.
Dexterity meaning agility?
Sorry, yes, I meant that, yeah.
Okay.
Agility reaction roll, no fear or hope is generated.
14.
Okay, 14.
I don't want to be that person, but is this a disadvantage?
It is, yes, because it is one of the physical.
Sorry.
Yeah,
14 minus 1, 13.
13.
Good.
You barely, and I mean barely, miss a tree falling on you.
Bro.
From behind, you hear like a rustling sound, and by the time you turn around, this tree is on the ground next to you.
Okay.
You see it is full of grubs.
Oh, can I eat grub?
You can.
Eat grub.
It's protein.
It is protein.
Sparkling protein.
Sparkling grub.
Success with fear gives you dangerous food. Yeah, you find grubs.
Grub.
You grub the grubs.
Grubby grub.
All right.
You find a grub hub.
And as you are eating the grubs, you look up to realize that the tree is acting as like a kind of like a guide. The way that it fell as it cracked and like on the ground and fell, it created like a little path for you to walk along.
Oh,
And
how
you can see
convenient.
another way to go.
I will eat my grubs and then I will follow the way.
Okay. As you step further away from the lake, the ground becomes soft. The sun should be rising, but it's not. Instead, there's like a not omnipresent, but like regular present amount of like bioluminescent sparks in the air, vines hanging off of trees, birds will fly over and they glow. Yeah. You can't tell what time it is. You can't at this point even tell how long you've been here really. What do you want to do?
How long have I been walking?
You've had 3 rests.
Is it time for another rest?
You can't tell. It's I mean, you could dig into like trying to orienteer yourself if you want. That'd be knowledge rolls.
I could try a knowledge roll.
Okay.
Sure. 12 with hope.
Mark your hope. On a 12 with hope, I don't think you. The only discernible path is the one laid out behind you now because you've traversed it. But the ground is getting softer and the tree cover is getting denser, and there's more obvious fungal growth. Every tree is now surrounded by varieties of fungus. Yeah,
Edible varieties of fungus?
you'd have to find out.
Find out.
Find out. Okay, make an instinct roll.
18 with hope?
18 with hope. Yeah. You find what's that? Turkey
Chicken of the forest.
Turkey tail?
tail. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know chicken of the forest.
Yeah,
It's a real
mushroom.
one.
Yeah.
Also
it
called
taste
hen
like
of the
chicken?
woods.
Hen of the
It
woods.
tastes like hen of the woods. It tastes like chicken.
That's what you find.
Okay.
I'll say that. Yep, that's what you found.
Chicken
You
mushroom.
found chicken mushroom soup.
Soup.
I mean, you can turn it into soup, I guess. You found chicken and
Like
mushroom.
can of
Shibble's
soup,
gonna wait to turn
can
it
of
into
soup.
soup.
but no
Um,
can opener.
Yeah, no, it's that's the fear.
You
No. Yeah, you could, but no. You find chicken. Was it chicken of the woods?
Hen of the
Hen
woods.
Hen of the woods.
Is that different from
Chicken of
chicken
the
of
tree.
the
No,
woods, or
it-
is that
I
just
think
another
it's a
name for
different
the?
name.
No, I think it's the right name. I think I said the
No,
wrong
chicken
name.
of the woods. It's definitely also called chicken of the
Okay,
woods.
good.
I think it's just two names for the same
That makes
thing.
me feel better about my mycology.
And there's plenty of it here. You could easily eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're eating it, you see lots of these blue lights swirling around you. Almost like the tips of fingers, maybe? Just like dancing around you. And then you go to sleep.
Okay.
When you wake up,
Did I get another HP?
oh yes,
from
yes, you
sleep?
get another
And
HP back.
does
Yep.
Shibble get any sort of bonus because they ate twice? On that day?
No, it's no bonus. It's just you have to eat to be able to
Okay.
proceed.
Mhm.
So how many do you have left? No, we're at 5, right?
We're at 4 by my count.
3 more.
3 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably rack up a couple of short rests somewhere
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, you could. I mean, you could rest right now and do it. Like you don't have to keep going. You could rest right here.
Just keep eating mushrooms and going to sleep.
You'll have to find more food.
Aw. My
But
mushrooms are gone?
yeah, you ate all the mushrooms.
Alright.
I mean, unless you want to say you ate fewer, or if you want to say you held on to them for the next day.
Because they've already ate.
Yeah, you already ate that day.
Where
Eaten.
would I keep them though? I got no gear.
I mean, you could.
Just
And also, do we think
Carry
that
it up.
Shibble would have the presence to not just eat the mushrooms right away?
Yeah. I mean, you are really hungry. You're literally starving. So.
probably would have just eaten all of them, yeah.
But you can look for more food or try to move forward.
Food first.
Make an instinct check.
11 with hope?
11 with hope. So this is a 12. Let's see. I think.
Can I eat that?
Can I eat that?
You have so much hope.
Can I
Oh.
eat that? Can I eat that for
Can't
a
we
plus
eat that?
2?
Please, can I eat that?
Can I
Yes.
eat that?
Yes.
So much hope.
Yes.
We should have been eating that the whole time.
Yes. This is built so specially for you. Yeah, no, you absolutely. It turns out that you actually can eat that. You're like, oh, I thought this was like, I don't know.
Do I just start eating the tree bark?
I was literally what I was thinking was like you thought it was tree bark, and it turns out it's actually like milk chocolate.
It's
You're in
peppermint
the
bark.
Wonkaverse?
I mean, that's what I was thinking, but that's not what happens. I think. But like, what could you have mistaken like tree bark for? Let's say it was oh, I know, like some sort of a vegetable that grows on like off of like moss. So you're eating like a moss. And the moss itself is bitter. But the spores that are on it really bring out like a delicious flavor. And
Shibble's gonna open a restaurant when Vescarre.
Live moss.
oh God! Give it over to Taco Bell. Yeah. So you eat this moss. It takes some getting used to. But like you actually discover like it's quite pleasant and quite filling when eaten like slowly, I guess. Um, and you what should happen at this point? At this point, you are tripping again because you're
I thought I was tripping this whole time.
no, I mean like you're distinctly explicitly tripping because you ate something
it's
with
a matter of degrees.
the spores on it.
You still haven't reached Sam last time. But...
And you realize that this moss is covered in rust.
Mm.
So, as you realize this, the little blue figure shows up again and walks toward you slowly. Not intimidatingly, but almost cautiously.
What vibes are coming off of him?
If they had rust, they should
Yeah.
be able to just tell without a check.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I think the vibe is caution, concern, care.
Okay.
Maybe like the way that a little bro would look at a big bro when big bro's sick.
Aw, that's so cute.
Just a little concerned. And then as it approaches you, you see it reaches hands out to you that are tentacles. Its arms are they do not have bones. They are fluid in motion, and at the end they break off into three sort of dactyls, three fingers, and each of those sort of the tips of them break off into fingers as well, and they like to the point of being like almost like the fineness of angel hair pasta or something, as they like reach out and sense the air, and they're
Oh, is Shibble gonna encounter some of those deer with hands for antlers, like thick tusks?
handlers.
This
Antlers.
is what inspired thick testing.
And you I think you understand on Rust. This is what it's like to meet somebody sometimes. Some people meet each other this way.
What does that mean?
It means that this is like it's like a handshake.
Okay.
It's not a handshake, it's something else. As these tendrils and tentacles like float over you. Yeah. They're like hitting your scent a little bit.
I'll reach out in return.
Arms wrap around you in
Just a hug.
a cool embrace. You've hugged this person before.
Who is it? It's Azure 3.
Make a roll.
What kind of roll?
Instinct, sir.
Instinct. Ugh, why do I keep rolling so bad? It's a 12 with hope.
A 12 with hope. I think with a 12 with hope, you think, is this Azure 3?
They weren't a person when I hugged them,
They
though.
fall through you,
Mhm.
into you. Their body disintegrates into like veins of blue iridescent light that swim away like little minnows in the ground and across your skin. And you see they concentrate on the rust. In your body, you see it like go down your esophagus,
Ooh.
like on your fingertips and on the bark of the tree that you're eating. The steps that they took toward you are glowing. It is now almost entirely dark. It is entirely dark, basically. The steps lead down into the dark.
Ooh. Let's go down into the dark.
You reach the end of these steps. There are no more steps at this point. What do you do? You have walked down. Where you took steps, the ground was not soft. Where these steps were, it was hard enough to stand on. But when you reached off of those, you would have fallen through. You would have been trapped. some sort of like soft mud.
Quicksand.
Yeah, basically.
Huh. Is this the way forward over the squishiness?
The way forward is unclear. You need to figure out a way to determine this. But you also need to rest.
Okay. All right, rest on the solid stairs.
Yeah, there's like a little like it's like cobblestone.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, in my head it's like mapping when you draw a map in like one of those mapping applications, and never mind. Yeah, it's cobblestones. And you it's hard to get comfortable, but it's easy to lay down because you're still really tired. You fall asleep pretty quickly, but as you do, you hear that like maple syrup honey voice again. It just says, "Bro, it's so good to see."
Can I say something back, or am I falling asleep?
I mean, you could do either one. You could. I mean, you're doing both, I guess.
Where are we?
Oh, no answer.
Who are you?
No answer.
Where do we go?
You fall asleep. You go to sleep. You may recover another HP.
I'm up to 5.
Getting close.
2 more.
Take a half day, bro.
Yeah.
You need to take a me day.
Just to hang out here and vibe with Azure's free so you can stop rolling with disadvantage.
Only on physical checks.
If you don't spend your PTO, it goes away.
I'm gonna spend 3 fear.
What? No.
Oh wow.
I don't like that. That's so many. Why? Stop it.
You
Put them back. Say psych right now.
you psych out yourself. I did what you said. You don't wake up. You
Ever.
no.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a dream that's extremely hard to escape. You have flashes of memory, screaming, a dome, your parents, your sibling, and you're like, do I even have a sibling? And you can't remember, and like you see like a face that looks like your own face, and it splits into 2 faces, and like the right side of your
Are
thinking,
you a twin? Are you the only twin?
and then like the left side like splits into 2 more, and like this one disintegrates, and you're like, do I have a sibling? Do I have a twin? And then you hear more
Am I
screaming.
doing mitosis?
Kinda, a little bit emotionally.
2 smaller shibbles show back up at the apartment.
Now
Hey.
Shibble's gonna be instant too.
I think
Shiblets.
Now you have your Cordelia bill and your Shibble bill.
you can't pull yourself out of this dream.
Okay.
What do you want to do in this dream?
What can I do?
You tell me. What do you want to do? What are you thinking? You're trying to get out of this dream. You're hearing screaming. You have like, you see yourself getting injured.
Where is the
Lashed to a
screaming
board.
coming
You
from?
can't tell until you look.
Well, if I see myself getting hurt, I guess I should go help me.
I mean, it's sort of like Imagine
helps
like
those
you're
who help
hearing it, but
themselves.
your eyes are closed, so you can't tell who's screaming.
Okay.
So you could like try to look to see who's screaming.
Okay. I'll find out who's
Make a
screaming.
knowledge roll.
I'm so bad at knowledge. You know this.
It's not terrible.
That's
At least
an
it's not a
11 with hope.
disadvantage,
At
though.
11 with hope, I think at 11 with hope, you are able to recognize you are screaming. You're not the only person screaming.
Oh, come on.
Well, at least there's not very much beer left.
That's true. But we could stand to have some spent on us. I feel bad that it's all being spent on Carissa.
It's okay. I have 5 HP now. I'll be okay.
You feel as you're looking that maybe that you could get some help to see who's screaming in your own dream, which is a weird thing to say. So on a 17,
17 for what?
knowledge.
Okay.
You hear that voice again, that honey maple syrup voice, say, Imogen.
Wait, at
what?
the lake house. I knew
What?
it. I knew
Shibble,
it.
quick, send a letter back in time.
I whispered at the very start of this, the lake house.
Freaking story.
Imogen?
You can't see it. You can't see her, but you feel her. You feel familiar. She's behind you?
Okay.
She's behind you.
I'll turn around.
You have papers.
Why?
She gave you something.
What do they say?
You don't know. You can't look yet.
Just
Make a strength roll.
At disadvantage because it's
Yes.
physical?
I feel like this is when we printed out all that intel. and
That's a
just
crit
stuff
though.
into-
Okay.
A crit?
That was a crit
It's a
though.
disadvantage of crit, right?
No, don't disadvantage a crit.
Still a crit.
It's gonna be a crit no matter what.
Critical 3.
Yep.
You critted 3 times.
Hell yeah.
Then you get, then again, you get
Shibble's
like 20
built
rolls. but-
different.
Yeah.
The dice tell a story,
They
okay?
do.
You rip yourself out of this tree.
Okay.
You hear this voice say Imogen. You see Imogen. She looks upset. She's wrapped in some sort of weird black cloth. She's
You know what that means?
screaming.
Yeah.
You see Leo. And he's crying. You rip yourself out of this dream. It is a nightmare. But you pull yourself out, and you, upon waking, realize that you are once again not in the same place you woke up. But on a crit, I'm going to give you one more.
You're at 6?
I'm at 6, guys.
And you are sitting on the ground in front of a tree with a massive trunk. I didn't draw this beforehand. I should have. What's up? This tree has a door in it.
Really is the shibboleth adventure.
Yeah.
And above the door is etched into the tree in blue metal of some sort, surrounded by moss and berries and like mistletoe and like drifting in the air. You have these little blue motes that are just glowing and purple motes that are like flickering, and there's a sign above the door, and this is what the sign looks like.
Do I know what that means?
You tell me.
Can I?
Knowledge roll?
Felt like it's got little shibble horns.
Well, it looks like a circuit.
Circuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Knowledge
yeah.
roll?
But there's no resistor, there's no power source.
That one's cocked.
I have to think back
Okay.
to my classes. and see
Well,
if I can
that
remember.
is a 22.
A knowledge roll with the 22?
Yeah.
With what? Hope or fear?
Fear.
Here's what you fear. Here's the fear of this. Your knowledge roll makes you realize that you are not in space the way that you understand space. You have been descending non-linearly. You are in some sort of hyperbolic geometry.
Uh-huh.
Like, what happened to Imogen?
And in hyperbolic geometry, to go up, you have to go down. Also, I'm going to give you this. On that knowledge roll, this tree is shaped like the storm spire. It's
We always forget
so
about the spire.
big.
Can I open the door?
Locked.
Can I get through the door anyway?
Tell me what you do.
Use your
Door.
I mean, I guess would it just be a strength check then?
don't forget your experience.
Also using my experience and then also at disadvantage because I'm
Not
not anymore.
You're not anymore.
No disadvantage. Adding a +2 for my experience. 15 plus 3 plus 2, so
20.
20
With hope
with
or
fear.
With fear.
20 with fear to bust down the tree spire door.
You're gonna fall out of the spire or something.
Or encounter the door lord.
No, his head flew up.
On a 20 with fear, you run forward. Are you charging? You're doing your charge?
No, I'm just gonna bash it.
Yeah, bash. Like
Well, that's my fearbolg ability. I think that only works on enemies. I'm just doing a strength check.
I see. Ugh. Okay. You push the door.
Yeah.
You lean into it. It's not moving. It's not even.
Is it a pull
It's
door?
almost like it's.
Or it's that thing where
almost like,
like,
it's like not.
it's like a cartoon where Shibble like runs up to get it and then they open the door. So
And then you fly out through the door
Uh-huh.
because it is a pull door. I decided just now. And somebody just opened it. That little blue face goes, "What?" As you sail by, and you are falling over Vescarre.
Falling off
No.
the spire.
You are falling faster than you can calculate, faster than you can really understand. And then you hear, no,
In what voice?
in your head.
Who does it sound like?
That honey maple syrup voice. And they're like, that's silly.
Azure 3 says you can't fall. No Looney Tunes here.
And you tumble through the actual doorway directly into a pile of weirdly dressed hackers.
We're going there anyways. This is great.
You crash several people's computers. You are an absolute bowling ball. You just roll a d20 for me.
Your pin.
7?
That's how many people you hit on the way through.
Oh.
And you're just absolutely a monster of like of terror. There's no discernible door. You just came through nothing.
Shibble's
Not
the
again.
door lord now.
And you
She's
land
top
on
hat.
your feet, not like standing. Like I'm sorry, land on your butt, right?
Uh-huh.
And you like shake your head and you look up, and this little kid is like, "Vay, who is this?" And then we're gonna cut to the rest of the party.
Max just shot himself in front of us.
Max just shot himself in front of you.
Oh.
And we're still at
But
Ren's.
before he
Yeah, we're in Ren's
did he
basement.
tell me what to do with the money?
He said you'd find out later, I think.
Uh,
If I remember correctly.
check your bank. You check your bank.
Yep.
It's there.
It's just there.
It's
like,
just there.
all right. I'll cross off step 1 of my extensive to-do list.
I forgot one detail to tell you at the very end. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You have an envelope of papers. They are for establishing an LLC.
Okay.
Can we bring him back with that umbrella?
Can you?
No, I'm not an
Well,
eidolon.
I cannot either. You?
What do we do?
Well, I don't really want to carry his body,
If they want him, they can get him.
Yeah,
We've
that's their
they've
problem.
established that.
and Brent's problem, I guess.
Yeah, I told Bren I would stay out of trouble.
You're not in trouble. You're alive.
That's true.
Anyway, I have to go find my family and see if anyone, I don't know, is in Vescarre, is murdered, is in prison, or is running around with drug dealers. What fun. Anyway,
I need to take Sam to see some old friends to have them look at his brain.
Well, also, you need to help me set up an LLC.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing that, but sure, yeah. We'll worry about my issues later. I think I have virtually an eternity to figure that out. So,
I'm going to be on the run. Can I borrow 1,000 credits?
No, absolutely. Once I can get the money saved, that's the thing. It's got to be first.
oh, duh, you're gonna put the money into your LLC and write up.
Buy
Idiot.
things anonymously.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Gosh, really lost my touch. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, we can do that.
His body's just on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ren,
Sorry, Ren.
Ren, come down here, please.
can I
I'm
loot
really
it?
sorry.
All right.
You're rolling to move it.
I guess that's finesse, tinker. I guess I'm tinkering with them.
You're weakening Bernie saying Max again.
Well, that is 20 with hope.
To move Max.
No, to loot him.
Oh, to loot him.
I'm not giving him Morales. She can do her own work.
She's not here. She's not
Oh,
a being anymore.
A 20 with hope.
mm-hmm.
He's got a whole pocket full of dice.
Kinda.
This and this and this and this.
You find a little black book with contact information.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really good for you.
Little black.
Is there like a tablecloth or something similar down here?
Yes.
I want to put it over his body.
Okay.
I'm gonna close his eyes.
Ren is like, I'm kind of busy right now, guys.
Try to figure it out.
Everything okay?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Find out.
I gotta go. Sorry.
Someone else might be up there.
Let me know if you need the nephew.
He's gonna do more harm than good. Probably. Well, we just need muscle. Yeah, send Calvin down here.
Falls down the stairs.
Oh.
Ah! Is it a dead person?
Well, he's under a tablecloth now, at least.
Is there a dead person under that tablecloth?
Yes, he shot himself. We didn't kill him.
Oh, can I have the gun too?
Yes, you absolutely get the gun.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But,
Look like book, gun in the
He's
inventory.
probably immortal.
Yeah, he's gonna come back. This is a temporary situation.
What does that mean?
He
It means we saw him get shot through the head before, and then he came back.
He told us this is a temporary situation.
He doesn't faint.
I'm so,
So,
proud of you, Calvin.
Anyway, you might want to contact Arden or something and have them pick him up. Bye.
Also,
Okay.
wait. Before you go, because Ren's busy. If I tell you something, can I trust you to remember and relay it correctly, or do you need me to write it down?
Write it down. I'm a little stressed.
Okay. And I just like write down vaguely what I know about Morella, how like when I killed her, she like absorbed into the spire, and that she was an Eidolon. Okay, give this to Ren. But
Is it okay?
no pixies, Calvin.
Don't want to know.
Can you write at the end, burn this after you're done
Oh
reading
yeah,
it?
here, give me that back. Shibble's not here, so burn this after you read it.
Yeah, we don't have our shredder.
He just goes back upstairs. Red! Auntie Red!
Well,
That boy's a mess.
you say that about another human being.
He's the whole reason I got him.
All right, what is this fuse then?
They're like kind of activists. Kind of maybe a little bit more extreme sometimes.
What are they trying to do?
Oh, those guys.
Liberate the spell grid to a
Yeah,
third degree.
They just want to eat chips and play video games most of the time. I feel like Stan, with his background, definitely like had the opportunity to join Fuse. So like he has to have his reasons for having never done that.
He's like, those are script kitties.
Yeah,
Get
those
them
guys
outta
suck.
here.
They're just posers.
They're I'm not gonna doubt. I'm not gonna dispute the fact they might be posers. They've got some ambitious plans.
Can we go home today? Do you think?
Nico was there.
All right.
But if we can get access to my money, then we can get a new home.
But we can't do that yet. All right.
Well, we just need to pass some paperwork.
Can we? Like, Vexen churches have essentially like not really a rectory, but sort of like a place where you can go, knock on the door, and they give
The
you like a
parsonage?
cot or something
Like a
for the night.
sanctuary.
A
Not
directory.
like a sanctuary, but it's more like part of their whole thing is outreach, and so
yeah,
like
a directory.
yeah,
So they tell you where to go find a place to sleep or something.
yes, or
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have like something off the
Yeah, no,
in
100%.
the main church.
Yeah.
We've all had the longest day. Some of us got unimaginably rich, and some of us sold our souls away. So
Selling is generous.
I would like
If
to.
you think about it, you're really in the average here. Like you're in the middle. You didn't come out as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, you're not eternally damned to the service of a mad woman, as far as we know.
So, I'd like to take them to like a Vexen church. I guess this is the beginning of my quest to find some sort of thing for my family, and also we need a place to sleep tonight. So,
Are we going to have to resolve our connection question?
connection question.
You made me
Oh,
promise.
yes. There's usually a little, like an almshouse off the main drag of the church.
I mean, we could go sleep where Ren found me, but like that's not fun. So
Yes.
the church is probably better.
So I'm gonna like head to the church, knock on the door, and ask, see who I find there.
Make a presence roll.
Okay, presents +2. So it is a 23,
Whoa.
but it is with fear. Oh, and I'm gonna use tapped in to make it 25. One of my experiences.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
just it's interesting to amplify a fear. Interesting choice.
Yeah.
On a 25 with fear, you see like 2 or 3 of the old church ladies
Mhm.
in there. They're just like, oh, and they're like,
Can I tuck my wings under my jacket.
yeah.
Are they the same ones that talk to me?
It's impossible to tell the difference.
They all look
Oh, ladies?
They are like 6 different races.
Sam's just
Their
gonna give him a
ancestors?
little wink, like. "Hello, ladies."
Why is he winking at me? That's so weird.
He has an eye condition. We need a place. Perhaps that we could sleep in the rectory kitchen for tonight.
The only place that's open is on the floor here.
That's fine.
Okay, there's bedrolls here. You will have to sleep directly in the church.
I would very much appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't get my fear.
You could make absolutely no comment about any aspect of the church. We're outside of the church again.
I just want to be clear. Am I released from my promise?
You are released. You may enter a Vexen church.
But now you're under the 3 block rule, so you can't comment on it until we're 3 blocks away in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Can I put on my little like scarf thing that the old ladies gave me before?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there somewhere we
And-
could get more of those? I feel like if we're gonna find.
Yes, they definitely have that here as like.
Okay.
A box of
We
them.
might want to
Yeah.
grab some
So,
if we're gonna go to
Last
Fuse.
I heard, one of my Aussie
Uh-huh.
was away on a church trip,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't really true. I'm gonna sit up and kind of casually look through the little black book and ask, before I go to sleep, ask the little ladies, "Oh, my little brother is out on one of your little youth groups right now. Aussie Irin.
She like tilts her head.
What's up?
That's no. Did it right now?
Ah.
I
No,
think he's with. He with. I saw him.
Didn't that letter you got say that he made a deal?
yeah, but I'm just trying to get any
I
information.
saw him alone. He did not have Leo with him.
Boys have arguments. Where did you see him?
He was walking with a man I did not recognize.
Was it a man in a weird outfit?
They are all weird outfits.
Okay, fair enough.
It looked like a sheet around him,
Like
and
he
it's
took a
very
sheet off
dirty.
a bed.
No. Maybe.
Maybe like a curtain, but white.
He was going to like a frat.
Don't know
No.
if this lady knows what a frat is.
He looked old. I don't know.
Maybe it's
Old.
Mordborg,
Hmm.
not Nico.
It's hard to tell. I don't know. My vision is not so good no more.
Well, thank you. Is there anything in the little black book that would stand out to me?
I think you'd have to spend some time. This might be like a
Okay.
project
All
type of
right.
situation. I think you see that there's information in there, but it's coded.
Okay.
You know some of the coded language meaning.
Mhm.
It's not like encrypted.
Mhm.
It's just like old school like replacement terms for names or whatever. Like Samantha
Mhm.
is like what he called a contact in what do you call it? In oh my gosh.
Helican?
No, in Ardent.
Pardon, okay.
Samantha was just like any contact of this type in Ardent was called Samantha 1, 2, or 3, etc.
Mhm. Was I Samantha number 1?
You were not listed in there in this way.
All right.
I want to. Is there like a Vexen Bible or equivalent, like some kind of like?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably within the church you'd find like a book of psalms and things that like a reader that we would read along with for a song or.
I definitely want to read through that.
All right.
And while we're talking religion, I want to use this as my prepare with an ally
Mm-hmm.
downtime action. Natasha, what do Orthodox Vexens believe happens to a person when they die? Or do you even think about it that much?
Usually they're just not around anymore.
Wow, that's a fascinating from a religious standpoint.
Usually.
But also that oh yeah, my religion just believes that when you die, you die.
Yeah, it's just
Who does that?
Well, we believe in a vexing god, and
What
you know.
what would the vexing god think of what happened to Max?
Not in favor of it, let me tell you. Vexen God does some very nice things. He made the world. Like, one first good thing.
Well,
he
so
made
so
the
Vexen
world.
God usually leaves everybody alone, right?
Yes, that's
Are there specific things where he's like, absolutely not, I gotta fix this?
he tries to stay out of our business, and we try to stay out of his. It's
So,
the kind
but
of
But
thing.
it, like
If he
it,
wants us, he knows he can get
like
to
in the
us, so why
myth, is
not?
there like things that people do that like attract his attention or piss him off?
like does Max coming back to life, is that Max getting into vexing god's business?
Not really. Would be more like Ardent getting into Vexen God's business. It's, I mean, we sort of think about what happens when you die, but everything seems so weird at that point. Like you just hang around forever. In what shape, you know? Or you know, we want to be with our families, but the same people all over and over and over again. You like something new. I mean, even we do, and
This is
we.
a fascinating religion.
So you know, God takes care of it when you die. You focus on when you are here.
Well, okay.
Priorities.
That was
Yeah.
extremely helpful, thank you.
I mean, it's like saying, oh, well, you know, a person who, you know, does your hair. What is their life back in their house? Do you think about it? No, that's their business. You do their business, you know, and then you go on with your life, and they go on with theirs.
Okay, well, if I die and I come back, I'll tell you what happens. But well, I don't think I want
I
to,
mean-
so we'll see.
All right.
Let us know.
Let us know.
I mean, it will only apply to me unless you guys sign into your emails.
If
But
you know for sure, I wouldn't mind knowing, but
Hmm.
it doesn't seem like something I would bother God about.
I wouldn't bother God about the undead. So funny. That's so funny.
Is there like a 311 equivalent where you can do like the non-emergency prayer line?
I think you guys are in that room.
Like, hey, not a big deal, God, but just if you have time, you wanted to report this thing, you know.
The water's not working.
That kind of thing, once you open a line of communication, everyone comes. Oh, I'm so important. No, but my thing is very important. I need to bother God. You know,
Like a book?
he gives
Like a
one,
tool?
He gives one person his personal phone number. Everyone's like, no,
Blowing
don't
up
tell
God.
to anyone else. And then they're like, no, I have it. I'll give it to you, and don't tell anyone else. And then they give it out to 3 more people.
I might have God's phone number.
It's just anything like this.
okay, well, I'm glad we talked. I mean, do you think I got any hope from that?
This is God's business.
I know that was the intent
He
of
has
the
like a P.O.
action,
box.
but I don't know if that's the result.
I think you get hope out of the resolve,
Okay.
right? Out of the like the strangeness of Vexen beliefs are somehow inspiring because they find like utterly weird ways to be like
So you get a hope too.
optimistic
Yeah.
in their own way.
Way to spend that one.
Yeah. Law school.
I guess the hope is that at least in the Vexen belief system, they don't know either. Nobody knows.
I mean, I think it's like, it's just like, oh, you know, it's not that important to the gods whether or not we do X, Y, or Z. And that's kind of relieving. In sort of, what's the word, existentialist way.
Yeah,
Takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
yeah. In my mind, that whole conversation
Think of it
happened
less
with the
like a
light
phone
bulb.
call and more like you are texting God, but you do not get read receipts.
Oh, like Marilla.
Yes.
I used to text her and she
Yeah,
would never
Uncomfortable
respond.
parallel.
You
Until
don't-
right before she became crazy and died. That was when she first started responding to me. So if God ever starts responding to you, you better look out.
Yeah. Goodness.
I mean, he
Ego
did
and
send me that Venmo.
I don't think that was the vexing God thing.
Yeah, probably not vexing God.
You must give this to my church.
Sorry, speaking of religion again, does the vexing god randomly bless people with tens of millions of dollars of ICs?
This would be the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So probably not.
That's some big megachurch energy. It's like one out of 1,000 of our people will
Yeah.
randomly get.
Yeah, the church of like it's like the
It's like
the
prosperity
Edge,
gospel, but really
New
specific.
Quarter campus or the Old Quarter campus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or the Verge, like they
Yeah,
always
yeah.
have some sort of weird
Like,
amorphous, like
On like yeah, it's like very corporate speak.
yeah.
Anyway,
That church has a gift shop.
I look in my. Could I just say I look in my fixed teste mug and find the little fly agaric.
Yeah, absolutely.
You brought it. That's so cute.
See on the or just see it. Like, oh, that's nice. It's good to know Leo's still chugging along somewhere.
I'm sure he's okay.
Oh no, you're not. No one can be. But
Well, Ardent would have made a deal and something to gain by having him, so they're not gonna not have him.
I mean,
You know, like he's an asset,
there are some hopeful signs.
and
but-
they are. I mean, I was a very difficult and expensive asset for a very long time, and I'm still alive. So,
You're
Thank
like
you.
ultra alive. You think about it?
yeah, extra alive.
Extra lives.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I think he could be doing worse. Like he could be whatever happened to Shibble.
I'm going to work on the 8 Vexen commandments.
What's the best thing I find in the like prayer book, whatever?
The Psalms and
Um,
Proverbs.
Towards the back, because there's a lot of like it's like the Song of Solomon. But
It's like every Bible story from the Christian Bible, except it's and then you did solve your own problem and God didn't bother you.
you know, a Vexen couple who were blessed by the Vexen god's light and celebrated in a very sensual way. And so, like,
It's like
Anyway.
the Israelites come up to the Red Sea and then they're like, I guess we better swim across. Nothing we can do.
That's all
God's
about-
not gonna help.
The
Yep.
book of Job is just. I guess God didn't care. Like,
I mean, that is kind of
Yeah.
just the book of Job, I guess.
yeah,
But there's no intervention part.
no, it's just like bad things happen.
well, it is the
the
book
book
of
of-
Job, but he doesn't get like a replacement family, and they're like, he asks for one, and God actually turns. And, you want a replacement family?
After
What is it?
after you lost the
What's
first
wrong with
one?
you?
Be careful
They
what
were
you wish
all
for.
that. That's just it. I'll get another. You had a son. They're not. You can't just swap them around.
Not interchangeable parts.
You did not think this through, Vex and Job. Anyway.
Bob. Do we?
So
do
yes,
you
there
guys
are
have-
8 commandments. There were 10, but we decided.
Two of them weren't important.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We've just decided no, and if God wants us to deal with it, then he will tell us.
Every once in a while, they take off a commandment to see if God notices.
Oh yeah, it's like an elimination diet.
Do you
Well,
guys,
that one couldn't have been important.
when do you guys have?
You would have let us know.
Yeah. I think we each have a tin can. I have an ardent talk rock. I think you disposed of both your corporate ones, right?
Yeah, I think I just have a tin can.
So they.
Oh, you have like a 3-pack of tin cans.
Yeah, that's why you give me 3. So I have multiple tin cans and an ardent talk rock.
Okay. So you guys are resting, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That whole conversation happened like
In the
3 a.m.
dark,
sleepover
yeah.
vibe.
100%. In the morning, you wake up to a phone call on your ardent talk rock.
Oh. Okay, who's it from?
It says unknown.
What's inside the church that is so rude?
Put it on hold. I go step outside.
Um,
Hello?
There's like a sign on the church with a cell phone across through it.
You didn't wake up
That's the
until
seventh
I
commandment.
started to swipe. Yeah.
The seventh commandment is thou shalt not take phone calls in church.
In church,
You
yeah.
do.
Thou shalt use their phone on mute in church. No,
Hello?
you get a phone call. It says unknown. You take the call outside, and you hear a bunch of clicking and like a tunnel. The sound of like echoing in a tunnel. And like the sound of an old like 80s style modem.
Okay.
And then
I
you
really wish
hear
I'd made Sam come out here to listen to this. He's so much better.
you hear a voice you have not heard in quite a while. Okay, so you found me.
I found you.
You have your friend here. I have your friend here.
You have my friend.
Yeah, Cordelia.
Where are you?
I'm in my secret lair.
It's not as
Of
cool
course
as my
you
secret
have a
lair.
secret lair.
Do you know who this is?
Yes, I recognized your voice. Of course. I was just trying not to make a big
I've
deal.
been trying to hide from you.
You were hiding from me.
Yes. Your family has too much heat on them. I don't know how you got your friend here, but they are eating everything in my house.
What they do.
Come get them.
Okay, can you
They drop a pin.
thank you. Look, I'm sorry. I know.
Click.
Okay. Typical.
You see the pin drop is in the low light district.
Oh, so not too far.
Really close to the lighthouse.
Okay. We were right there. All right, well,
And uncomfortably close to my secret lair, which I don't like.
maybe there's a company that rents out secretly. It's probably Athenion.
We lair.
You just see all the people
Lair
from the cold,
for
but
Lairbo.
Lerva? Guys, wake up.
Lair B and B.
Yeah. Airbnb.
I found Shibble.
All
Oh,
right.
good.
I take some of the altar milk, put it on my little trays.
Well, really, my friend found Shibble. But turns out she's been hiding from me. That we were trying to find.
Your friend?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
one of those fuse guys.
yes. Not as wacky as the rest of them, maybe.
In my mind, this person, personality-wise, is exactly like Sam, and Sam's like, God, I fucking hate that guy.
All right. I packed my gun and my sacred tree.
Is there like a
Concealed carry
like a
in the
donation
briefcase.
like donation box or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slip like 20 ICs in the donation box.
Look how generous he has become with money.
I think you did it without us noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a presence roll to be stealthy about it.
Yeah. 11.
11 with hope or fear.
With fear.
So that's a failure. You try to be super stealthy about it, and you fully like break the front panel off the box. And this old lady comes out running out like, she's like, get the way.
I just tried.
You're trying to steal the.
I just hand her the 20.
What do you think I am?
I'm just donating it to the church.
Hello, old mother.
Oh, the Hello. Your friend is trying to steal our money.
No. He is a bad man, but not in that way.
She looks at you skeptically.
He's just a clumsy oaf who ruins everything.
I was trying to give you money.
Trying to help.
I'm trying to help.
So what street the people of your faith will try to extort money out of people who don't have it and won't accept money from people who do.
We are a wacky people. Anyway. Thank you, old mother. Oh, have you forgot my mom and dad's name.
Barbara
Barbara
and Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabriel, you sent me a letter
Oh,
back in Vex.
yes.
Where in Vex are they?
Why do you care?
Just curious.
Yes, what do you care where they are? Why, of course, no, they are in
Vestenberg.
Vescarre.
Vescarre.
This is where that side of your family lives.
Okay.
So they're
The cousin.
probably not
Uh,
terribly unsafe.
Oh, have you heard from, Isabel?
Yes, she's with them. They went to her.
Okay.
They're sending me extra goose tongue.
Ah. Goose tongue like back in the old
Yes,
country.
exactly.
So fresh it could talk.
Yes, I
Ah.
love it when you can have a nice conversation with your appetizers.
Yes.
It's delicious.
Sometimes we take a little electric rod and we shock the tongue so they slap the prick with the rod.
It's so funny.
This is how
I
a goose laughs.
scare my grandchildren every year. Oh, they scream. It's funny.
I like it when your meal can taste you back.
I know.
Well, thank you, old mother.
Of
Oh.
course.
Could I have my ardent phone, but could I take a picture of the letter? Do you have it?
Yes. She like produces it is a printed paper letter.
Okay, click. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Get
Yeah.
out.
Should I give you an extra one of these tin cans, or did you give me 3 because you think I'll break 2 of them?
Both of those can be true.
Okay, and then to take all your photos on your ardent, I still have an extra.
okay. Then I'll trash the ardent and take the picture on the other one.
She just sent me a pin, so
All right,
We'll
let's
just-
go.
go there.
So who is it that sent this to you?
They.
Ah, yeah. Of course they did.
They
They always got to be the center of attention.
beef with they.
I just don't like their style.
Okay, well, anyways, she told me I have to come
Secret layer. Come on.
collect Shibble because Shibble's eating her out of house and home. So
All right.
I
Won't be the first time we've had someone call us and say, "Pick up Shibble. They're eating all our food."
yeah, but I mean that's good, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
All right,
I'm
well,
glad they are alive.
yeah, we'll follow the sparkle maps.
Sparkle maps. Okay, so we're gonna cut back to you now. If you have been back for about, let's say, like 5 or 6 hours. at this point.
Okay.
These people are not nice. These people are very unhappy with you. Did you do anything to like alleviate that tension? Do you think?
I feel like you definitely found our energy drink fridge.
I mean, I think
There's sparkling
upon
protein.
falling into the hideout, I would imagine that as I'm crashing into people, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, oh, sorry, sorry."
Shibble's Midwest.
And then
Nice.
you've just got like a computer monitor through your horn. Hanging
Oh,
off
I'm
you.
so sorry. So sorry.
Yes, that's what you learned from being exiled to Canada for a little bit.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a bag of milk?
Oh my god.
All dressed chips.
No, all the bags of milk are back in the church.
Yeah. They have a monopoly on bags
Yeah.
of milk.
And then I say, "Hi, I'm Shibble. Who are you?"
That's like the worst question you can ask them.
Who do you know in this room right now?
Nobody. That's why I asked.
Why the hell are you here?
That's a good question. I don't know either.
You see the symbol in this room. Like over like a.
Oh, because it's a fuse.
Oh, that I saw a door with that symbol on it, and I went through it.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it was in a tree in like a forest. Except the forest wasn't a forest. You know?
Don't look at me. I'm not here.
No, it's just another person. You're standing in for other person that's standing next to Shibble. Shibble's wearing stripes from jail. Yeah, eating what I imagine is lasagna.
They made lasagna?
I think they have like
It's freezer lasagna.
Yeah,
like
freezer lasagna.
microwave.
These
Yeah.
people don't know how to cook. No one Cordelia has ever lived with has known how to cook.
Hey, I make a mean potato and eel sandwich.
That is true.
No, none of us have been willing to eat it.
Do you look around? Like how much of like how do you navigate the space as they are approaching?
I guess I could look around.
Like how do you spend the time? Do you talk to them? Do you investigate?
I
Do you try to leave?
would like to talk to them a little bit, maybe to try to figure out what this place is and maybe why I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna make. Ooh. That was a nat one. This is Vey trying to read you, and she got a nat one.
Okay.
So she reads you as some sort of special operative intelligence thing, and she freaks out. She tries to put you immediately. She's like cuffs, like there's people are grabbing wires and like trying to wrap them around your hand.
Like cable tie?
Yeah, like cable ties. Yeah, literally.
Oh, okay.
How do you react to this?
Why are you doing this?
How did you get into my secret lair?
Magic door!
What does that even mean?
What do you think it means? Which part do you not understand?
Make a
Magic or
presence
door?
roll.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's a 19 with fear.
They look horrified when you say this because you're backing up as they're trying to wrap this stuff around you, and you knock over yet another like set of furniture, and you hear like screaming, and you turn around and see an altar, some sort of like devotional like imagery, blue lights growing off of rust, and in the middle is a blue mushroom.
You're a saint. Confused. Or you could be.
What's this?
None of your business. Absolutely not. Look away.
The blue sparkles led me here.
You know nothing of the blue sparkles.
They led me here.
What do you mean? Where were you?
The forest that wasn't a forest.
You've never been there
How do you know where I've been?
because you're in my house, and I know you've been in my house. You fell out of the sky in my house.
Who are you anyway?
I'm Vey. You
Hi, I'm
recognize
Shibble. Nice
Vey.
to meet you.
They just sort of reach their head out, utterly confused. Make a presence roll again.
That's 15 with hope.
Yeah, so you reach your hand out, and they just go like they're just caught wholly off guard. This is extending that nat one, and they're like, "Nice to meet you." Wait, what? I think this is the point at which you tell her that you've heard this name before because you know Cordelia. And that leads to the conversation that leads to the phone call. So you're eating all of the frozen lasagna.
Do you even reheat it, or are you just eating it straight out of the freezer?
I like the crunch, okay?
Is there any kibble in there?
No, there is no like.
They just like generic brands.
Yeah. It's
Kibble is a more premium food.
It's just kibble,
Yeah. It's just
not
kib.
kabibble.
It's just kib. It's it's almost like prepper in here, where it's like there's like the biggest unit of food that they can purchase is the unit they're always buying. They have so much mayonnaise. It's insane.
They make
It's
a
all
Costco run
in-
every week.
Yeah. It is crazy in here. They
Like a
Does Shibble just have like a
400-pound
drum of mayonnaise?
yeah. Also,
You got a spoon with a barrel of mayonnaise.
Or
they're-
it's like a water cooler where there's like a little tap.
you notice that they all have like half of their heads shaved.
Oh.
The same half.
No, not the same half. It's different halves. At least half, sometimes the whole head. But everybody here has at least half of their head shaved, and everybody that does have half of their head shaved or more is wearing, it's not a toga, it's like a dress made of canvas that is extremely light blue. It's not something that's wrapped, I mean it is wrapped, but it's like it's like
someone took a sack and made it into a dress.
it's a little bigger than that. It's like somebody took a whole sail and made a poncho dress out of it.
Some weird stuff's been going
I
down.
told you, they're weird people.
And then
said that they're not weird, Sam.
it takes a little while for you guys to show up, but you guys arrive. And when you do, one, make a knowledge roll for me.
Oh shit. That is 21 with fear.
Well, I'll just leave it there then. These people are almost immediately next door to your lair. Almost immediate.
Damn, it seems like this place is kind of familiar to you.
Shut up.
I'm just obliviously explaining. The first commandment is, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other God before me, because they'll get all up in your business.
Thou shalt go take your problems to all other gods before me.
Go to anybody before you get to me. It's very funny.
So do we see Vey?
Yeah. Well, I think at first, no.
Probably
At
have to
first,
like do a little like.
Yeah. No, there was like a PDF that was sent that like has the information, but it's not even like.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like you have to like through two phones
Yeah.
do two different QR codes that are like.
Yep.
It's like
Okay,
trying to find a rave in the
one
90s.
Damn, hold
And
it.
do you have to do like the like Captain Crunch whistle thing?
Yeah,
for
no,
phone?
the what 5600
yeah.
hertz or whatever, 5700
Right.
or whatever, 2600. Yeah. You
Is
make a
that
red
right?
box.
It seems maybe a little bit lower.
It like a little like thing twists and the logo of the Fuse organization
Now I have to solve a
LLC.
circuit.
Real good secret layer. Putting your logo right there. That's
Yeah,
that's
Can you just give it a break?
okay.
It opens up and there are probably 30 street kid age people wandering around here. They look not as frantic as you might have guessed. They look more calm. They seem to be engaging in horticulture, mostly walking around, sort of talking to each other quietly. There is like a one group of people is like there's like a goblin woman leading people in like sort of guided meditation. They are definitely tripping. And
Typical.
yeah, yeah, and that's what you see. And the person who opens the door is a Qatari.
We haven't seen a lot of those.
Not a lot. There are some in the city, but a Qatari whose head is shaved.
But the rest of his body isn't.
Yes. So it looks like a sphinx cat on top, but the rest is
Normal
like
cat
an
body.
orange
Does he have a
tabby.
little cone so that he doesn't?
No,
He's an
no.
orange cat.
He's an orange tabby.
Oh.
And he looks at you so kindly, and he's just like, right this way. We've been waiting. Thanks. And
Wait, before you take us to somewhere,
yes.
should we put our phones in something?
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
There's no contact here.
Interesting.
Perfect. Just
How do you manage that?
We'll see.
You just have a professional interest in that kind of thing.
Well, maybe you could talk to some of our business partners.
Yeah, business partners, your sponsors, your Kabibble sponsor.
We don't deal with that level of sponsorship. mostly investment.
Yeah, some of us can run a secret society without needing to get a bunch of investors.
Is it really secret if you always talk about it?
You guys walk into a room. It's like a circle. There's like dangling, sort of hanging drapes, like beaded curtains. It smells like incense and pizza, and it's sort of like all built around this. It looks like effectively an altar, if it were a compost box, that has sort of rust growing in it that is swaying, is like emitting little sparks, and in the middle is a little blue mushroom growing.
Cool.
And Shibble.
Is Vay here?
You don't see Vay.
Shibble, you're
Hey,
Hi.
Shibble. We
Yeah.
came to pick you up.
so glad that you're okay.
Uh-huh.
Did you sign a
Non-disclosure agreement?
not non-disclosure
A end
Oh,
user.
yeah. Have you checked your email? Please don't.
I don't have my phone anymore.
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent.
If anyone asks you to agree to anything,
I do have this, though. Envelope full of LLC papers.
Oh,
huh?
here, Sam.
You take out the papers.
Yeah.
Everything is filled out for you.
That's really
that's
creepy.
Convenient, I guess.
There's a message from Imogen,
She's okay.
and it says, just put the name and sign, and the rest is done for you.
So it's set up like anonymously, so it doesn't have any connection to me.
All right. Well, Sam, you get to think of a fun made-up name, I guess.
Oh, I have one.
Okay. Shibble, where'd they go?
I don't know. I've just been hanging out here. Want some lasagna?
No, and you gotta stop
that's-
eating all their food.
And at least cook it first.
Is there an oven in here?
It's got to be a microwave or something, right?
Yes, there's several directly behind you.
Thank you.
Is,
And I'm gonna go microwave the lasagna.
is that little blue mushroom, is that Azure 3?
Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean, the last time I saw Azure 3, it was like. It gave me a hug
Oh.
with tentacles.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. That's new, right?
Definitely not mushroom like at all.
What happened to you?
Don't know. I was in this forest, except it wasn't a forest because it changed every time I stopped looking at it.
Weird.
That's weird.
I don't.
Do you describe where you started?
Yeah, I was at the edge of a lake. Between the lake edge and a coniferous forest.
Is the lake house in a coniferous forest?
Was there a house there?
I didn't see a house.
Was there a mailbox?
I'm not looking.
Then you weren't in America. Or if there was a mailbox, you were in America.
Shibble, were you? I don't know how to ask this without it sounding extremely weird. What?
Like anything would sound normal at
What?
this point.
Were physics being normal physics, or were things like not making sense?
No, like I had to go down to go up. It was weird.
Do I get the sense that this may have been the lake house? Slash.
I mean, the lake house has never exhibited any weird.
Like
physics to
you've
me.
been to the lake house,
Yeah,
right?
you've been
Yeah.
to the lake house. The way that Shibble describes it, it's exactly the lake house. It's
Okay.
like the weather is identical. The
So it was probably the lake house, but the weird stuff is separate from it being the lake house.
Yes.
And minus the house part. I
Okay,
guess.
well,
yeah, you didn't see any houses at all.
you were in the vicinity of the lake house, probably, based
Oh.
on my extremely limited geographical knowledge of the world. Clearly, there's no other lakes in the world.
Not a lot near here. There really aren't.
So that's interesting. Ardent probably sent you there. It's Araminta's lake house, so.
Oh, is she still mad at me?
Well, I haven't talked to her. We can't talk about the party. Like, I legally ended Ejda legally, but she kind of broke that, to be honest. Can't say anything about what happened there. You can tell Sam probably, but I can't say anything.
Yeah, you never signed anything.
Oh, you want to know what happened there?
Yeah, kind of.
But maybe they should come back and listen to it. Oh,
Oh, you think Vay also needs to know?
no, I don't know.
I don't think we need to tell Vay more than Vay needs to know.
Fine, you can just say it.
They does not want to know. Leave.
Not leaving until Shibble explains what happened
Vay
at
is
the
like
party.
leaning out of like the second
I
floor.
see you.
Mezzanine.
Hey, hi, Vay. I like your compost
Oh my
pile.
god, and you brought him.
You can't. You're the one who is avoiding me. I was trying to find you. I thought you were in trouble.
I am in trouble from your family. I cannot be around you.
Trust me, take the win.
You haven't even met them.
I think I've
You-
encountered Vay before.
No. The
Oh.
phrase. You FaceTimed
No, I was
with
saying-
Errol.
I was thinking you can't be around Vay, take the win.
Oh. No, Sam.
I quietly rolled an 18.
To microwave the food?
Breakfast
Oh man, if
lasagna.
you had failed.
So,
Imagine that the consequence of failure would be you forgot the fork was in there and it
Oh,
started
no.
like...
so I'm just quietly serving myself and Shibble some lasagna.
Okay. Now that you have lasagna, you can tell Sam what happened.
Well, we should leave and then we can talk about it.
I feel like the place where there is no communication is the safest place to talk about something you're not allowed to talk about.
You're not allowed to talk about this place ever.
I won't.
And Shibble,
I'm gonna have to wipe your memory.
absolutely not.
Certainly not.
I don't know if you
Let's
do you
go.
think she can wipe my memory. It persists. Maybe.
Well, I think we should leave.
If it makes you feel better, the 8th commandment of the Mexican church is, thou shalt not give false witness against thy neighbor or true witness. Stop talking about thy neighbor. Mind thy business.
See, I have to learn from the Vexens. They have some good.
Oh, we fully embrace the Vexen Covenant.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I feel left out now. Fine, we'll leave, but I will find you again. It's like my one person.
No, you can leave. That's not the problem. The problem is I have to wipe your memory.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try.
Stop trying to start fights with Vay.
See, the last time I said I'd like to see you try it, I got beat up and thrown in prison. That's
And
what
other
happened
things
at the
might
party.
have happened too.
You say that? Make it.
Wait,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you, Vay, can you have something to affect memory?
Why?
Because they cannot remember what happened between.
No, we only take away. We can't give.
Do you want to take something weird out of Sam's brain?
Oh yeah, well that might help.
What did you bring into my network?
It's not.
Oh, okay. So, do you know?
This is why
do you know
I
what
said
an
we need to
eidolon is?
confiscate our stuff.
What? No, I don't know.
You don't-
So,
Okay, so you are an eidolon, or you have one.
What? No.
so it's like, you know how if enough people believe something, it turns into a god.
No.
I
Well,
don't know if she's
You
lying
can't
or
just
telling
say
the
that to
truth.
somebody who is the founding member of a religion.
Oh, well, that's what happens.
yeah,
Did you
maybe
watch
your
our
religion
trial?
isn't good enough to do that yet.
No, I didn't watch your trial.
Well, I'm offended by that.
But anyway, the Zajan Codex have a god, and it put a thing in my head to try to infect the Ardent spell grid.
They have a god.
So if you could take that out of my head, I'd
Arden
appreciate it.
almost had one, or was in the process of coming to get one.
At this point,
We just gave Vay a bunch of stress.
Faye just has a heart attack.
Finish my lasagna.
I think at this point, she looks at you like sort of blankly, and she's like, "I have no idea what any of you are talking about."
Do you know any brain surgeons?
Yeah, why?
Because I
got a
have a
god in
thing
his
in my brain,
brain.
and it's bad.
You have a tumor?
No,
No.
it's more like a electronic device.
But it's a god. It's powered by people.
I need you to
believing in it.
leave immediately.
This is dangerous stuff, Vay. I think you should know some of it.
I think we should leave.
Okay, well, don't believe too hard and stuff.
I don't believe in anything.
Wow, I thought,
Or
okay.
maybe
No.
believe in things that are good.
No, I don't.
No, because
They're all
look-
twisted.
when people in Vex believed in things, a giant chicken like fell out of the sky.
As you're sitting there, you see blue spores start to float down. Only you see this. And you hear a little voice in your head. That's like, why are they yelling?
Because she sucks.
No, she
I know I
doesn't.
didn't hear that.
No, you didn't hear it. You guys start tripping.
Oh Lord, here we go
Got a
again.
contact high.
You feel
Including me?
that?
Ah,
Welcome to the party.
Nadezha, you're gonna have to give me your dare card.
all right.
You've broken your pledge.
And we're gonna go to break there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we'll be back in maybe 10 minutes. Yeah. Stick around. Hello and welcome back. After the break, we broke and now we're unbreaking. So when we left off at everybody starts tripping. I'm gonna take 1 second to point out a couple little notes. One, this fuse looks very different than the fuse you knew.
Yeah, it wasn't a cult.
This was not only that, this is like they were like anarchist punk kids.
Mm-hmm.
This is something else entirely. Almost the antithesis in some ways.
More hippie-ish.
Yeah, well, more like communal, way less individual.
Okay.
Um,
Collectivist.
yeah, a
versus
little more collectivist.
individualist.
just from what you're seeing.
Yeah.
2, everybody give me a presence reaction roll.
Crit.
I'm
What
going
did you
to.
3 with fear.
Oh no fear. I don't. It doesn't generate fear.
I'm going to spend
Just
a
literally
hope
the worst
to
roll
add my
ever.
strength to it. Ugh.
It's been tripping this whole time, and it's finally going bad.
I crit.
11
for
with
you.
hope.
11 with hope. Mark. Oh no hope. Sorry, it's a reaction roll. Yeah, presence.
Oh yeah.
19.
19. Okay, so Rust, as we've established, it emphasizes the emotional state of the room, and the emotional state of the room is very, very tense.
Especially from sort of someone sticking
Would
their head
you
out.
describe the effect of this rust as gaining a condition?
Yeah.
So once per rest, when you would gain a condition, describe how your bold presence aids you in the situation and avoid gaining the condition. So I think my tolerance for rust is so high at this point
Sure, you
that
just
I'm able to just
consumed
like shake it off.
so much yesterday.
Are you sure you want to?
Yes.
Okay. You do not trip. You see that self-image of the time that you talked to God, and you're like, actually, today we're not doing that.
Not a good time.
I'm not in the right
And you see the God go,
headspace for this. Yeah. You start to panic. Not like a panic attack, but more of like a stop fighting. Sort of like, what are you doing? What did you get?
I crit.
You crit. You may choose to either be tripping or not tripping.
I think
You'll have different effects.
I would accept the trip.
Okay.
But not the panic. Is that
Yeah.
my crit help?
Yes.
Okay.
No, this is.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Then I will do that because I think it's important for me in this moment to understand where these people are coming from.
You choose not to trip. You got a 19.
19.
That means that you continue to eat your lasagna or are otherwise unaffected. All right, so you're like, stop fighting, and Vey is like, make me! And you, in a moment of like genuine insight and genuine compassion, see in Vey a woman who is very, very hurt by the way that your previous relationship went. You are watching somebody act like a child that is obviously far smarter and more mature than that in almost every way. A person who didn't necessarily found, but was like part of this group of people that like they were like punk little snot-nosed kids and they turned into something else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize this is a woman who's falling back on really like immature behaviors because that's the only way she knows how to interact with you, and you feel extreme compassion.
Hey, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Sam's gonna grab a lasagna and put it in the microwave.
What? Why?
I'm sorry I wasn't upfront with my whole situation before. And I'm sorry my family's coming after you now. I don't know if that's related to me. I don't know if that's related to what you're doing here. But I'm sorry.
Why did your brother come to me?
My brother came to you?
Yeah, Errol. He
What did he say?
wanted to know about... You're starting to relax, by the way. The vibe has wholly shifted in this moment. You do watch this little blue mushroom dance on your hands. It's really pretty, honestly. Like, no exaggeration. You find it quite like interesting and captivating.
Shibble, you want some lasagna?
I already had so much. I'm good for now.
She's just like, he wanted to know a bunch of stuff about where you were and like how to get a hold of you, but how to get a hold of you without like making it obvious that it was him. It was honestly creepy, but anyway, he was really threatening. And
Is he the one that... Or are the rest of them too?
it wasn't just him, but it started with him
When was this?
a couple months ago.
Months ago. I didn't think I was that important back then.
Hey, what's the deal with you and Echo? We talked to Echo and it seemed like there was some...
I was trying to
beef
get
there.
away. Look, we're just trying to sell rust to make our ends meet. Okay?
But we're not judging the rust.
Yeah,
I'm
we love Roz.
I'm on rest with you right now.
I know. It works so well to just like
We
be able
can't.
to talk.
No, but we can't rely on rest to understand each other, Vey. That's so immature.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. It's
Okay.
kind of the entire thing that I do now.
Fine.
But I appreciate that you shared your opinion.
Ugh, Vey is like one of those people that makes loving pot their whole personality.
Kind of, yeah.
Anyways, do I get a sense of why he would be looking for me a few months ago, before I was really like relevant and ardent?
Make a instinct roll.
Oh, that's really bad. That's a 6 with hope. But it's a 6.
I think on the 6th with hope, you're like, maybe he's just trying to protect me.
Maybe.
It'd be weird, but
Yeah, I mean, he does weird things.
he does weird things, yeah.
I don't know, he's weird. He's not...
He was really mean.
He is really mean, but...
Yeah, that guy sucks.
I mean, don't take this the wrong way. He doesn't care about you enough to really be a threat.
I'm taking your word on not taking that the wrong way. I don't know how to take that.
That's just... I mean, that's what he does. Sam, you tell her.
No, he sucks.
Well, no. Sam, when he called me a couple of a week ago, roughly, Sam was trying to talk to him, and he was like, "Oh, no offense, Sam, but you're not related to me, so like, I don't care at all what you do."
Yeah, if you're not from like, one of the big business families, he doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah, and it's not
Then
anything.
why did he call me?
Well,
Just to mess with her. That's his entire thing.
probably.
Is his
I
entire
was
existence
just a
is messing with
means to an end
I mean,
to
maybe.
get at you?
I mean, maybe, and that's why
No, he was too.
he was too personal.
Yeah,
That's weird.
he was scared of something.
her. What did he say?
He is scared of something.
Mm.
Like he's spiteful, but he's not usually.
Is he afraid of the god you're trying to make?
I didn't make it.
You
Doesn't-
want to make a god or start a
No.
religion?
Doesn't sound like you know about this God stuff.
Not really like a religion.
Okay, you want to start a community of like-minded
philosophy.
people
Yeah.
who support each
Yeah,
other.
and is that so bad?
No, it's not.
Yeah, lots of
bad.
philosophies have weird altars.
Damn, you're not helping.
It's where we grow the food of our people.
So, that is there rust in that lasagna?
Yes. There's rust in everything.
Sam looks at the 3 empty lasagna containers next to him.
Dun dun dun.
I'm sorry.
No, she's already. They have already done their thing. But you will spend the next 3 hours going. Was that it? Was that it? Was that it?
Fortunately, my dislike of wanton empathy has allowed me.
It raised your empathy, but it was so low already
Wanton
that
empathy.
not noticeable.
Thou
Unfortunately,
shalt
I
not
just
care
cannot
about
spread
others so
around
much that it
willy-nilly.
causes a fuss.
You deserve my empathy for my husband, thank you. Anyway,
Did you get married?
No, her
someday.
future
Hypothetical
husband.
Oh, okay.
No, well, anyways, I he's scared of. He's scared that money is gonna be a god, kind of.
It already is.
Yeah, but it like
Okay, but
really
not in,
literally
not in a philosophical sense, like a big pile,
like a
of
giant
money,
dollar that wrecks
like-
the city.
like a kaiju made of money. That's like, if you're not
I mean-
producing shareholder value, die.
I know I'm high, and I know you're high, and I know that while I'm high, you're high, but that didn't make any sense to me.
That because I tried to explain this before the rust.
Okay, so like, here's the deal. It's like, they did something. We don't know exactly what, but now if enough people believe something, it's true.
And it becomes alive. Like Nadesha, then I went to celebrate the test day, and a giant bird leg fell out of the sky because everyone believed in it.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
You heard about the river monsters?
No.
Oh yeah, the stoat. Do you know anything about?
No.
Well, same thing.
Okay, well.
But no, I heard about the sky thigh.
Yeah, so we were there, and the same thing happened at my
The thick
job
thigh.
that I know you don't approve of.
I did see you kill her.
Oh, so you did see part of the
I
trial.
was lying.
Oh, you do care. Okay. Yeah, I killed her. I didn't want to, but
If I didn't care, I wouldn't be scared of this conversation.
That's fair. I was scared of this conversation too. Anyways, she was like the thing that comes before the god.
Like a herald or something.
Yeah. I thought she was my guardian angel for a couple of days because she made me go to the office, and the office is a bad place to go. But when I went, she was weirdly comforting, but also scary, and had like phantom angel-ish wings. It's weird. Yeah, and then she hugged me. And I know you don't know her,
No, but I know
but
about
you know
her.
that woman like doesn't do hugs. Or didn't do.
Oh, that's so
hugs.
weird.
Rest in Aspire, I
You see her
guess.
like very strongly mirroring your like confusion and disgust in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, Vade, you know Nico Laterre?
I heard that name.
Yeah, he's wrapped up in all this somehow.
He's always wrapped up in stuff like that.
Well, yeah, he can't die, apparently.
People really,
And
they just can't let him go.
he went around in that toga, too.
Wait, people can't let
They can't let him go.
Yeah.
Something brought him back.
The people's belief.
No, I just mean like, why do they keep talking about him?
Oh, because he's
He
crazy.
keeps showing up.
But who the fuck is?
He comes into our house and spoils our milk.
I don't believe he's real. I think he's.
No, he's real. I've met him. Well, no, Nadeshda met him. I was just spying.
Yeah, but your friend went into the.
Yeah, that was real too.
No, it was psychedelic.
No, but it's also real.
I mean, I understand that psychedelic and like intuition can like reveal profound truths, but we're not talking about like an actual physical place.
No, this shit's
blue
real.
Mushroom psychedelic? Is the blue mushroom psychedelic?
Make a presence roll.
16 with hope?
Listen, you ever talk to that Rasmodius guy?
She doesn't see the mushroom. She just looks at you like, "Oh, yes, it is."
Oh.
Okay,
She can't see it.
I don't even have to cast my spell to
do you
see
mean
that
she
you don't, like, you're just dismissing Shibble, and I appreciate the attempt to be nice, but this is real stuff. It's real. He came through a wall and yelled at Nadeshda about how the spell grid was gonna consume her whole.
Because you can't let look. I understand the importance of having like a very, really like grounding set of principles and a priorities and fundamentals, but like you have to like one of the most important things is to be grounded in reality, right? Like it's about being pragmatic,
Yeah,
Right.
uh-huh.
and like you can't just like let the fancy like overtake you. Like we're supposed to be seeing poetic truths.
Listen, we weren't high at all when we saw this guy.
I've only done rest one time, aside from today, since I left Fuse. It was accidental. It was not on the day I saw Nico Later.
How do you know you saw him?
I was there with him.
How do you know what he looks like?
I didn't know he was
We saw
Nico
him,
Later.
and then later people told.
Yeah, I just knew it was a weird old man in a toga that was really weird and off-putting and scary.
She finds a book, and she's like, "What, did he look like this?"
Doesn't.
She opens it up to a page, and it's like an old book. It's like more than 200 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a wood carving image, and it looks exact.
Yeah, that's him.
Yep, that's the guy.
He came into a CCTM and stole a bunch of hardware out the
Sure thing.
roof. And
You guys are falling for the fable. You're falling for the
fable?
lie.
There's a false gospel in your weird.
What is the fable?
I'm sorry, not weird. You're totally
It's just
valid
like-
religion.
The story.
Like a founding father
The
myth.
narrative that you tell
Like
yourself.
it's like when
What
people
is the story that is narrated?
people say that George Washington chopped down a cherry tree or something.
But yeah, it's like when people say that you know that Later and the Mediget founded the city. It's not real. It's just an old story.
Well, I don't care
There's-
what he did.
There's
he was
archaeological
there.
evidence that he was probably a real person at the very least.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a real person, but he doesn't exist. Guys,
Later and the Meniget?
Okay, the Meniget. That's what I think. That's what the fishman. I think that's what he was trying to get at when he couldn't say the word Manichaean. I think he was trying to maybe say the Meniget.
they're not. Yeah, it's not real. They're just stories.
Okay, well, we're clearly getting nowhere with
Yeah.
this line of questions.
Okay, I want to just quickly take the little vision of the fly agate in my thick teste cup and kind of bring it over to the mushroom
Oh.
and sort of see if I can get a few spores on it and see what happens.
What do you
Pure
expect will
experiment.
happen?
I am hoping that it this is like the little spirit that hangs around my brother. This is a representation of the little spirit that hangs around my brother. This is clearly some sort of mushroom sentient little mushroom god is what I called it before. And we're gonna see if somehow there's some fungal network that I can get some sort of news about the condition of Leo.
You see, only you. a transparent moose over, like, towers over Nadezhda, looking over her back as she touches this little mushroom to the rust.
I still have my little blue mushroom crawling
Yeah.
at me. And it's psychedelic. Can I lick it?
Has
You're
Shibble
already
seen a
tripping.
moose before?
Yeah, that was my question.
Well, yeah, but can I mix them?
Oh, it's the same drug.
Oh.
This is the fruiting phase of
Yeah.
rust.
And this isn't like a physical mushroom. It's just like a semi. I can kind of see it. I'm guessing as part of being a sorceress, but I'm sort of messing around with the little spore.
Nadezhda?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That is a wool.
The
Hello.
that
Hello.
Are you
thing.
a thick
Oh,
tester?
Wait.
No, that was 2 days ago, Shibble. I'm sorry you missed it. You would have really liked it.
Yeah.
There is a creature behind you.
What is it?
Hello.
What is the thing that you are seeing?
What are you?
Does Shibble know what a
Silent.
moose is?
Does Shibble know what a moose is?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. Tell me. You tell me if Shibble knows what a moose is.
I think it's funnier if Shibble doesn't know
I think
what
it's
a moose is.
very funny if Shibble doesn't know what a moose is and thinks it's a really big, really weird cow.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm asking what it is.
Okay. Do you say that to me?
Yeah, it's like large and quadrupedal, and it has like horns, but they're not horns.
Ah, that is my Andasi.
Oh, you have.
Oh yes,
That's.
it is a moose.
Oh,
So that you can see that it's real?
No.
uh-huh.
These are not real.
It's right
Ridiculous.
there.
Oh, funny.
Does
There's
it have a name?
This guy.
See, you can't fall for the fable.
But things become real. Is that what you're trying to tell me? That if we believe in him, he's real, and if we don't, he goes away?
It's kind of a power.
Yeah, I guess maybe. But he seemed pretty corporeal when I saw him. Also, I climbed up into like a exhaust pipe to go try and follow the hardware he was stealing.
We've had a week.
Well, this was before the things got bad.
How was it going through an exhaust?
Because he had to like steal the hardware. He went, oh, like magic, magic,
Think it's a
magic.
way to
It
get
goes
it
up
out?
into the sky.
Ooh. I don't think he can phase the hardware through stuff. Only
Is there
through some-
something in the sky?
Oh, no,
Do
the
you have an
sun?
exhaust pipe? Do we need to?
You look up and you do see that this is like a central tube leading.
Oh, you gotta close this thing off. Or he's
Put
gonna.
a grate
Someone's
on it or
gonna
something.
steal your hardware.
Sam, right? Steal hardware.
No.
His little notebook.
Sam, why would you steal Van's hardware? You yourself would know there's fail safes and traps there if you get it.
Because it would be really
Do
funny.
you want to buy my old hardware?
I don't need your cast offs.
Okay.
Thank
we
you.
have a lot of it.
Thank you for returning our friend to us.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
Thank you for the
Th-
lasagna.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go pick up some more lasagna because you are out.
I am taking this to go. Thank you.
I will not eat any of your food because you called me here because it was all getting eaten too much, so I won't eat it.
There's plenty. It was an excuse.
Okay, well then I won't.
Oh, then I'm gonna take one to go too.
You have it. It's
Um,
fine.
I'll thank you for calling me, for being brave, and when I go talk to my family tomorrow, I'll try to see if they can leave you alone. If I remember this conversation.
This is an extension of your crit.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely cannot go see your family tomorrow.
Okay. No board meeting.
You realize everything is lined up in a way that is.
It's a big,
This
big
is
trap.
in no way anything but a trap.
Okay, so we're gonna have to Well, hiding is a lot more difficult when they care. Okay, well, they're probably not gonna leave you alone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you might want to try to get a different base somewhere else.
If I don't go, which it seems like you think that I shouldn't.
Maybe I can go hide where you said you came from.
We don't know how you got there.
I don't know how to go back.
The legend says that you can find your way in. Believe hard enough.
Babe, have you always been this into, like, mythology?
No, when I started doing Rust, I really, like, fundamentally altered my perspective and priorities.
Sam's like, I need to start doing less Rust.
It really became, like, a central focus for me. Help me, like, understand myself and others better.
Well, I'm preventatively sorry because it sounds like I can't go tomorrow, and if I don't go, they're gonna be a lot more intense. So even if you weren't a means to an end before, you might become one.
How did they find where you were?
Just before I moved here.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's good. Is that why you moved here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. If you wipe our memories, then we won't know. So.
Can you not remind them to wipe our memories?
I was bullshitting.
Oh, you can't wipe memories?
No.
Oh, man.
I just get you really high.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, mission accomplished, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know what I can say to that. Anyways, Shibble, you can tell Sam the rest of what happened at the party if you want to.
Yeah, as we're leaving, maybe.
Yeah. Do you want me to, like, actually talk about the party?
If you want to.
An instinct roll.
Oh, no.
It's a 9 with hope.
This is a good idea.
Okay.
You give me a presence roll.
Presence. 17 with hope.
Mark your hopes, both of you. The book that she had out, it has these little, like, drawings in them, these little woodcut drawings with Andasian that you see.
Oh. I'm going to keep... Do I see any patterns, or...
They're not being described as Andasi.
They're just... Okay, so I guess what I see, how I understand it, is... there's like a secret...
Benefir.
Can I finish my description before
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
destroy us mentally? Okay.
Chaffee
What I-
said spend a fear. Go ahead. Oh,
what
look
I
it up. There we
see
go.
is, and I show it to the group. You see, these are how we know it is Ondasi. The legend is that, children eventually get big enough that they stop going out with their nannies or their mothers and fathers, and they start going off alone. And one day, when a child goes off alone, something follows him.
Hold on.
Follows them back
It's a
home.
reverse imaginary friend? It's an imaginary friend that doesn't show up until you're old enough to...
It does not show up at all. It's just there. That is...
But it's like a standard imaginary friend will go away when you get old enough. This one shows up when you become old enough.
Yes. Just when the children go out on their own, one day a little creature follows them back, and some of them are little humans. One, my brother's is a little mushroom, and you just get the sense of it, and we call it a little companion that goes with the child for the rest of its life.
Can you
Also,
see them?
no, they aren't real.
Yes,
But you
they
feel-
are.
I really believe Shibble, honestly.
Anyway,
It might just be the rest.
no, that's nonsense. Anyway.
I don't know what a moose is. How would I be seeing a moose for the first time if it wasn't there?
The point here is, it's also a way of, when you have a family, like your sister goes out and she finds someone she loves, and he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. But whenever she's like, oh, I'm going to bring Craig home, we are going to visit together, you're like, oh, Craig, right? There's nothing wrong with him, but oh, it's just so horrible having him in the house. We say that it's not him. He is a fine guy, but his Andasi does not get along with your Andasi. So your house is trouble because in the background, these little creatures are fighting. You know, sometimes there's someone who's not so great, but your Andasi and their Andasi get along great. And you have sort of a thing for them.
Or it's
Even
like,
though they're bad.
Nadeshda.
or it's like where your
Does
Andasis
that come from
get into
personal
trouble when they're
experience?
together, and they like, you shouldn't be together.
Exactly.
But
It is
your
exactly.
Andasis always get into way more trouble if they're together.
Two very good boys, and then they get together, and for some reason it's all the time trouble. That is just their Andasi. They work together, and they just make trouble. It has nothing to do with the character of the boys. So that is the point. There are these little creatures, and sometimes they get along, and sometimes they don't, and they follow you around. Usually they are little. Mine is a moose. We don't know why. Apparently, that is the only thing that took a shine to me.
Are there moose in Vex? Like, is it like a native animal to Vex?
Actually, yes, I think.
Yeah, I'd
Yes.
say like Western Vex has moose.
Yes. We always lived in the city. I don't know where our moose came from, but
They must have come a very long way to see you.
yes.
Are you like paging through the book?
Yes.
You see the moose Andasi in there. It's not an Andasi, but you recognize what it is. It's just described as like
Moose.
Yes. Shibble, that is the moose.
I don't even know how to follow that up.
Patronizing.
I think on that note, you realize that the
Lasagna's
little
kicking
blue
in.
mushroom is gone from the box in the middle of the room.
Oh.
The one on their altar?
Do I still have my mushroom?
Because we could all see the one on the altar, right? Hey, what's up with the altar?
Oh no!
Oh no, oh no,
Oh no!
oh no.
Oh, I need you to leave. I need you to leave right now.
Okay,
Okay,
Uh,
we should probably leave.
okay, we're leaving. Goodbye forever.
Goodbye.
Maybe.
Forever.
I don't know.
Later, maybe. I think
Whatever.
I'm
Goodbye.
gonna give
She's
you my tin
crying.
can. Oh,
And-
okay. No, what is going on?
Talk about it. Goodbye.
I'm gonna say to the room in general, anyone who's in there, anyone wants to join an organization that actually does stuff, hit me up.
Shut up, Sam.
Uh,
Against the point of a secret society.
Everybody is panicking in this room. It is immediately multiplying.
The because of the rust?
Yeah, I feel like if one person has like a shitty day, it really just gonna ruin their whole organization.
Well, remember what happened to us?
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
three?
Yeah.
At the party?
Do I see any mushroom andasi?
Yes.
Okay. Get out of the book and go back on the altar. Go on. Go on. You're making everyone uncomfortable.
Make a knowledge check.
I think Nadeshda had too many lasagnas.
Hey, it's her first time. Give her some
Okay.
grace.
That is a 13 with fear. But it is a 13.
With fear. Okay. So,
Okay, wait. I'm going to use my feet. Even the gods are afraid.
Beautiful.
16 with fear.
They would be afraid.
you tell this. You're talking to a picture in a book, telling you to go back to the middle of a compost pile, and as you look up, you see a little blue flame-like mushroom dancing on Shibble's arm.
Does just Nadeshda see it?
Okay. Could you tap part of your arm against the compost pile? Go on. Go on. These people are nice to you.
Climbs
little-
up to your other shoulder.
We really need to get out of this place.
They are freaking
I don't
out.
know.
I'm
happening,
rolling
I'm
on the
sorry.
compost pile.
Get out of there! What did you do?
Oh, now Shibble's gonna stink up the place.
Fix it.
Shibble, you can't just come into Vay's house and ruin it. That's so mean.
I didn't mean to come into Vay's house.
All right, we're leaving.
All right, we are going. I don't know what else to do. I just have a gun.
That's why Max shot himself. He just didn't know what.
When the only tool you have is a gun.
From origin, pick and
I
pull.
feel like that is a bad thing to have
Uncanny
equipped
disguise,
for your
yeah,
very
spirit.
first trip.
Yeah.
Also, May, if you
man.
ever need to do experimental brain surgery, I volunteer Sam.
I'd rather get someone who knows what the hell they're doing.
She is crying. She's fully like the entire place. It's like Midsummer. Like there's like
Okay.
ah, ah.
Guys, I have to leave. It's really hard to
Okay.
keep it together right now.
I'm gonna spellcast roll. Okay, that is 13. Minor illusion, a blue mushroom on that thing.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right, we're going.
Anyway, bye. See you later.
Oh, there! Like just waves of relief roll over you.
Okay.
I don't know what you did, but I feel so much better.
That's me.
And we're just like, pushing them out. Like, all right, we're leaving.
I'm taking the book. Okay. And I guess we leave.
Yeah, and you guys leave. Yeah. What do you do? You can still see this thing climbing all over you. You can see it too.
Is this
Do I-
one? Is
An
this like
Undazi?
your moose?
I suppose I've never heard of a non-vaccine who had one, but why not? You have a little blue mushroom on Dasi.
Talking about.
And that apparently wants to stay with you. What are we to say it now?
That's great.
You guys did see the
now I
mushroom disappeared.
understand.
And
Now
then
I
we saw it
understand
reappear.
How it felt when I said moose. By the way, I took the book.
What? You stole their book?
Yes.
And we're still like booking it out of there.
She's gonna be so mad at me.
From Fuse.
It's fine. She
Okay.
was already
Well-
mad at me.
I think that we should file this shell corporation paperwork so that I can get us a nice hotel.
That sounds good.
Okay. But it can't be too nice hotel.
Why?
Because I can't go to the board meeting, which means there will be more surveillance. Active surveillance trying to find me tomorrow than.
Yeah, but isn't it tomorrow evening?
Well, yeah, but I guess tonight will be okay. But in the future.
Do you think it is perhaps time to go to the lake house? Or is that where the meeting is?
Well, the lake house, and Jaime, correct me if I'm wrong, belongs to Araminta. That's why Arden's using it.
Okay, so there's
Or
many
there are
houses at
multiple
the lake house.
houses. The lake house
Yeah.
is a location.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go there. I mean, it would be a bad idea,
I think
but
it would be a terrible
everything
idea.
we do is a bad idea, and we might be able to help Imogen. I don't know. I thought that's what they wanted from me was to get Imogen back, but
So should
it sounds
we-
like it's maybe more of a
should I guess where do we go to
dangerous
file
thing.
the paperwork?
While you guys are talking about this, your little Ondasi.
That's what it is.
I mean, we're gonna, for the purposes of the moment, it is jumps off of you. As soon as it does, it becomes immediately visible to the rest of you.
oh,
What?
that's what you were talking about.
It lands on the ground and overwhelming, impossible to do anything about. Screams.
Oh,
Screams.
I think I'm gonna react to
Shibble?
What
it.
does it sound like?
It sounds like 1,000 voices,
Okay.
100,000 voices. It's horrible. You have never in your life heard this much pain.
I'm gonna pick it back up again.
It's sobbing. Sobbing.
Shibble,
Can I
what the
pick it back
hell?
up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like holding it.
Is it the contact of something in the ground that caused it to scream?
Do you hate the ground?
Everyone.
The fun girls. The fun girls.
You in your head see literally like tens of thousands of dead mongrels just collapsing, turning to dust, like beating the dirt again, growing up and dying again over and over and over, and all of them reaching further and further away from where you're standing toward the storm spire.
I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. This must be very upsetting.
To go up, you must go down, and to go down, you must go up.
So we have to go up to go up. It cancels each other out when we go
No,
up.
it's
to go
sort
up.
of both.
We need to go down below the storm
I
spire.
think we have to go underneath. What's under the storm spire? Nobody knows.
I mean, I will say that Sam is from the under parts of the city, so like whatever is generally known about that area, I would probably know.
The storm spire is weirdly.
Yeah, no, we all forget.
We
about
forgot about
fire.
this.
Nobody knows any. Nobody had ever even like climbed to where we were, so it stands to reason nobody would have excavated it either.
Well, is there someplace we can file for an LLC between us and the storm spire?
I think literally every place you could do that is between you and the storm spire.
Yeah.
You could do that at runs.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. We'll go back see how our little cleanup. is
Yeah, because I
going.
have a couple of things that I want to do immediately with the money once it's in the shell corporation.
Yeah, Ren just takes your paperwork, like does a stamp on it. What did you name it?
Rasmus Ltd.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Oh, I give you the butt cup, the thick testing mug for your mushroom friend.
Hang on.
It has some dirt and some plants in it.
Okay.
And some milk.
Milky dirt and milky plants.
It doesn't scream.
Oh.
Okay.
It seems very relieved by this.
Okay.
All right. And I give you the mug for you to carry. Be careful with it, please.
Guys, Max had said that I needed to talk to Fuse about my soul, but it didn't seem like they understood
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, they didn't know anything.
They gave us the mushroom. Well, no, the mushroom just came with us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hang out with them either. So, I can understand.
Be nice. I know they're a little eccentric, but they're smart people. Or at least they were. I think they still are. I think they're just dealing with a leader who's bad at coping, maybe? I don't know. Have you ever had a breakup so bad you started a cult?
Yeah, one time when I was 20.
Okay, actually, I don't know why I asked you that, Sam.
It was a whole thing.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like she's regressed somewhat, but maybe
How
that was
did
just.
you two break up?
When that time of my life, I could not be upfront with who I was. Like, basically nobody could know I was a Frace because otherwise, you're just gonna get kidnapped. That's why they don't let us out on the gate holiday. What's that one called?
Waygate.
Yeah, Waygate. That's why we can't go out on Waygate, so I just didn't tell anyone. And, well, I mean, you know how bad my family is. Like, they find that out. It's a betrayal, and that's just part of it, really. I think that was kind of the last thing. We're just, I don't. You saw in there, we kind of relied on Rust to understand each
Yeah,
other
bullet
and feel
dodged, I say.
basic compassion, but I did care about her, and she's very smart and brave and a lot of things that I'm not. And So it's just like, I wish things could have gone differently, but I don't know if they could have. Anyways, I didn't start a cult, so I guess that's good. But I did lose my soul, so I don't really know.
That wasn't really a breakup thing, though.
No, but I mean, like, that was part of me leaving Fuse. That's when I got basically Ren to have Morella basically kidnap me.
When did you leave Fuse?
A couple years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since I saw Bay last.
Yeah, it's never easy to run into your ex.
Do you have a messy ex?
Well, I ain't told you about that cult.
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you run into that person?
Oh, thankfully no. But
Okay, well, yeah. So after all that, I just kind of had Ren tell Morella that I existed, and then I went to Ardent. The only way you can stop yourself from being kidnapped is to have yourself be kidnapped by yourself.
Famous
That's
first word?
beautiful.
seems like time to diagram that out.
Have the papers been filed?
Yeah, we just have
Yeah,
this whole
100%.
talking like that.
So there's two things that I want to do right away. I'm going to take 500,000 ICs, and half of it I want to use to anonymously fund Dr. Bobo's research.
Okay.
And the other half I want to wire to Nadesha's family.
In Vex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have an address for Isabel.
My family, Isabel is a drug dealer. If you can put it somewhere safe. Thank you, Sam.
I mean, is there someone you would trust with it?
Myself.
But I mean, like, in your family?
Myself.
I mean,
I don't mean to be rude here, but Leo's with Ardent. Ozzy is with some very strange cult, and my parents are with drug dealers. Keeping it somewhere on hand. I am here and I do not want it for anything other than keeping my family above water.
Well, you can have it.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I have like 2,000 credits in my secret account that I got from Max, and now I have 250,000 more.
Add that up. It does cost like 500 ICs to do
There's
the...
like a service.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was kind of assuming that I would only track the big numbers at this point.
Yeah, I think specifically Ren writes it off as 0. Basically they cover it.
Thanks, Ren.
Because they are... There's like a little note like, see me later, what the fuck? Like...
About the money or about
you
what
okay?
happened to Morella?
About the money.
Oh.
For sure, the money. Ren doesn't care about Morella. Ren cares about what the hell, how did you get this much money?
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't really know. We think Arden's
Just gonna look at
with
Ren and
it.
wink. Like,
From now on, you may have your own phones on your own networks
Well, because
as LLC people.
oh.
we have our own little.
So it's like you're just buying like
It's
bandwidth.
like infrastructure as a service. Like we have the Spellgrid is like we're licensing a Spellgrid.
But is it like...
It's like buying a Mint mobile phone, where it's like they buy bandwidth from like Verizon or something.
I mean, is there like a feeling that the people we're buying it from would be able to track what we do with those phones, or...
You know that this is how people cover up their tracks.
Okay.
Now that that's taken care of, we should probably buy a car too.
Yeah.
But not
Go
a
to the
raced car. It should
car
be
dealership.
An edgewise car.
Perhaps we should wait until we tunnel under the storm spider?
Can we buy an excavator?
I mean, they do exist.
You're very free in spending my money.
Well, you tell me
Is
I could
there
be
a
your
sewer
financial
system?
manager.
Yes, there's a sewer system.
It's not.
It's
like
not in. I guess there is a sewer system. It doesn't cover most of the low light district. Some of it's there. Like where you guys live, there's definitely sewage, but it's like
Like how far, like in terms of like Undercity, how far could you normally get? Like how close could you get to the spire before it became
the
a
spire is
problem?
in the city. It's in the northwestern corner of the low light district.
But so like if you were going underground, like to the existing underground infrastructure, do you just go there?
I mean, I don't think you would really know.
That is where I'm from.
No, I mean like literally like if one were walking around, one would not know.
Mm.
Because it's sort of like it's not on the maps underground. But I do think that you realize that this is a way that you could figure out where it is. By sort of triangulating it, because I think what you realize is that it's just simply forgotten.
Yeah.
It's just not on the maps. So with some time, you could figure that out, I think. It's really jarring, in fact, I'd say, to the fact that you're like, wait, I've been there to that area plenty of times. You know, like how did I never notice
It's like
that
there's
there's
like a psychic filter
part
on
of
it or
it? Yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be useful to have her with us.
All right. Um, Nicoloter was turning everything up into the sky.
To go up, you have to go down.
And to go down, you have to go up.
What an astute connection you've made.
I am amazing.
You are. You are. Sometimes.
And you're
The
still
most
really high at this
capable.
point.
Yeah,
so-
you guys, everybody here is high.
I'm aware. I think I'm the highest since I quit on tripping.
Yeah,
You-
you are
you-
a lot.
You
of
have to go
insights
down
here.
to go up.
Yeah. Wow.
You have to get real low sometimes to get a high
Super high.
POV.
That means that that means things are really, really bad right now. They have to keep getting worse. Then they'll get way, way better.
That makes sense.
You gotta go down to go up.
You gotta have friends in low places.
All right, I think we're gonna call it there. Actually,
Cool. Okay.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for playing today, and thank you everybody who watched for watching. And anybody have any final words of wisdom? I feel like I'm high. I literally feel like I'm high. I've been like tuning into that state, and I'm like,
Yeah, if you talk like that long enough, it makes you like think like that.
yeah. Stick around. We're gonna do No But Humans, and yeah, we'll be back in like a minute. So just hang out. We'll be back. Well, hello.
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 Welcome to No But Human. Today, we're going to talk about. What do you think?
Well, thank
I'm so glad to get back into this car.
Yeah.
Missed her so much. Glad we found Shibble.
That is not what I was expecting. Like,
found
I told you we have no consequences for our actions.
I mean, you told me I just got hauled off to prison. I'm like, I'm gonna experience war crimes or something. Like,
Hey, I'm rich now. I especially don't have any consequences for my actions.
Do you. I'll be more direct on that. You fully, like, dissociated from the trauma of that.
so I was war crime.
Yes.
I just don't
You
remember
were
it.
fully war crimes. And you woke up on the other side.
They war crimed you so hard you phased out of existence and freed yourself. That's pretty epic. On your part, not theirs.
Phased out of existence
It's
and
happened
somehow
before.
went to the lake house.
Yeah.
Or that was at the lake house.
Yeah, it could have happened.
Yeah.
at both
Ardent
camps.
is using it.
They do that kind of
And then they
stuff
just
there.
dumped you in the woods next to the
I
lake
think
house.
you're right. I think we gotta go there.
Maybe if you had gone like the other direction for like 30 feet, you would have gone to the lake house.
Honestly, if we went there during the board meeting, it might be the best time to go.
I was debating going into the lake.
Nice
I don't know what would have happened if I did that. I'd probably just
You-
drown because I'm in a
I
very
would not have
weakened
drowned
state.
you. No. I would not have drowned you.
What would have happened?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Well, now
Secret.
when we go to Lake House, someone's gotta go first.
We gotta bring our swimming suits.
Can any of us swim? Do we think?
We'll find out.
Shibble worked at the docks.
Yeah, I did clean up the docks and the iron ward and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I know some stuff.
I don't think Sam can swim.
Probably not.
I feel like Nadezhda can swim, but not like only out of duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't swim for
And
fun.
Cordelia can
That's just
swim only out of
waste.
sport.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You played water golf, cart golf.
It's like, you know how like
It was my second sport.
Yeah.
it's like that thing where like dogs will go into the water for fun and like cats can go in the water, but there has to be like a reason, like they
Yeah.
be hunting or something. It's
Yeah.
like that with Vex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like my driving experience. I only like swam in like regulation swimming pools.
Yeah.
So I probably can't tread water, but
That
I
makes
can
sense.
swim.
Yeah. You can't. Once you stop swimming, you're like a shark. You stop swimming, you just fall.
Yeah.
That was very sweet. Giving,
Yeah, it was.
giving
It was
money
nice.
to your hated stepfather,
I don't hate him as much. We've turned a corner.
and
He did sell
And
you
you-
out.
Yeah, but I felt bad for his whole involvement in the trial too.
to Nadezhda, although that might just be practical. This lady will betray me a lot less.
I mean, honestly, I would have done it anonymously.
Sam, I think, has become more trusting and generous since inheriting money.
Well, yeah,
That's
I mean,
interesting.
I'm certainly generous with this money because, like,
I guess true. It's kind of funny money to you.
Yeah.
It's a gift from
Monopoly.
God, literally.
yeah.
Did you ever figure out where it came from? I don't remember.
No, we have some theories.
Do
you?
I can talk about
Yeah. what are your
basically.
theories?
I think there's really two theories. One of them is that it's just from God. No real other explanation.
From like Rasmodius? Or,
Yeah, or like
like, the Vexen God?
the Christian God. I don't
True
know.
God?
And the other one is that all of it was Ardent trying to screw with me,
That was my theory.
which makes more
That
sense
was,
when you
like-
add in the like trying to do the like ATM like end user license stuff. Now, like how Max was able to transfer that money out, I don't know.
I do.
Well, he has the assigning authority of the chief compliance officer.
It's true.
That's the actual answer. Is
Yeah,
that
like he's not the chief compliance officer. He's like the chief compliance
I
officer.
feel like I could have asked him for more money.
you very much could have.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
probably what he meant when he said
That's
ask for more.
exactly what he meant when he verbatim said, "Ask for more."
Because like to them, it's such a preposterously giant amount of money.
Yeah.
And to Cordelia, it's like pocket change. Like, okay, quarantine, but like that's nothing. Like there's no difference. So two people with very different
For Sam, it'd be like,
concepts of
yeah, I
scale.
want $1 million bajillion dollars. Like,
$1
That's so funny that's what he meant.
Yeah, it's literally. He was like, "Ask for more."
can I just ask, how much would he have given me?
Oh, that would have been rolls.
But like roughly, how if I rolled really well, how much do you think I could have gotten out of him?
I mean, at least double, if not more.
Dang.
Um,
And you should have stipulated it still has to be in the form of a Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, so it has to keep going up more and more.
it's very funny.
So whatever you start it with, that's the start of that
Yeah.
Fibonacci.
Just has to wrap around.
Yeah.
My voice is very weakened right now.
No, it didn't come across that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
I'm
it
glad.
does, but
Okay.
during and before I think it did a little bit, but during the game itself, no.
Good. Because I was like, I'm pushing this. Like, keep talking out loud.
The vocal fry from all the trips probably didn't help.
Yeah. That's actually, yeah. Yeah, you guys did a lot of drugs today.
Not intentionally.
Not me.
You just chose not to.
Yeah.
You're like,
And I did. It just didn't affect me that much because my
Yeah.
tolerance is very high.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of your friend?
My new little mushroom friend? I feel bad for him.
Why?
Can we send him to the therapy zone in the wellness loop and have him get 10 years of
I
therapy?
don't
That's like the
recommend
worst
it.
thing for him.
I don't recommend that.
Yeah, but you didn't have anyone else there. I feel like if you had a therapist there, it would help.
Do we know a therapist? 'Cause
No,
that's the
there are
one
no-
that,
there are no
existed For
therapists.
10 seconds, and was like, "I am not real,"
There-
and then died.
There are literally only like what is it, like business psychology, like wellness coaches. And
Executive
that's why
coaches.
that person, that therapist, was a non-real module,
Yeah.
because it's literally like a purely hypothetical state. It has no practical like.
Have you considered getting your mushroom a wellness coach?
No.
Sentences. But
No, that's okay. We'll help your little friend somehow.
So it's like a mushroom reincarnation of Azure 3? Huh?
I mean, I think you'll have to figure that out a little more by getting to know it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the connection.
I think I think that it's like the next stage of Azure 3. Because Azure 3 was the marriage is a weird word to use for it, but that's like how I picture of
Like a
the
fusion.
surveillance spirit hardware with Rust in large quantities, combined with probably some third other element that we don't know much about, created Azure 3, and then it broke out of its shell in episode 3 and disappeared off into the yonder. And so I think you found like it's been there for 2 weeks now? Or
No, she said it's been a while.
okay, it's been a while. So maybe there was more out there, more of the fungus that it joined with. I don't know. But I think they're
Hmm.
definitely tied together.
Maybe the mushroom was there, but it wasn't necessarily directly tied until.
Yeah. That's kind of
What did you guys think of the setting at the beginning?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It reminded
really
me
cool.
of the orc bow in season 2 of Severance.
I have not seen season 2.
Oh,
I haven't
well,
watched Severance. Yeah.
there's an outing.
Oh, really?
It's like that, but the winter and not trippy.
It's funny. It's very funny because a lot of this stuff is Severance, but I was specifically
Yeah, you
going for the opposite of that.
Yeah.
In that stuff. I was going as natural as possible.
So coming into the game today, I had a to-do list with 12 things on it.
Oh no!
I would say at least 4 of them I got to do.
Oh, good.
One of them was infiltrate fuse, depending
let
on
us in.
infiltrate.
For different values of infiltrate.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we successfully infiltrated them. Maybe you learned more about
Yeah.
Vay's personal life than Fuse as an organization.
One of
but-
them that I have not achieved yet is find brain surgeon.
Well, I tried to get you on there,
Yeah,
but
but I'm not going to get it from those hippies.
they're the ones who would do weird experimental brain surgery.
Those are exactly who.
Yeah, but now I have enough money to hire someone who is actually.
Oh, you can a cosmetic brain surgeon.
Or like a mafia brain
I
surgeon.
just-
The Athenian guy.
Cosmetic
I hired
brain
him.
surgery is amazing.
Cosmetic
I
brain
just,
surgery.
just tighten it a little.
It needs to be a little bit more pink.
Wrinkled.
A frontal lip.
Put some Botox in there.
Yeah, I'm confused. Well, first of all, also you got it. Jaime's like, you cannot go to Phrased, but then everyone's like, but what's up with Phrased? Like every NPC. Oh, it is so tempting. I'm so curious. We'll have to investigate besides going there. Then I know if I were to ask them, they'd be like, well, you have to come to dinner to find out.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Everything happens over a meal, or
Yeah.
like in some sort of public confrontation, or a meal, or both.
Yeah, or television.
Or yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's how we'll get in. We'll just we'll start a
bring some TV cameras.
TV company and we'll say, if you want to find me, come here. And then
Yeah,
it's
we'll
just
do
the
like
cameras.
that Max Headroom thing from the 80s.
Oh, when you like break into the
Yeah.
signal and like, yeah. What do you guys think? What are you gonna do with your company? Like, what do you think you're gonna?
I mean, I think my main purpose here is to be able to spend money without it being easily traced to me.
Yeah, but you can make money here too.
Yeah, but I probably won't worry about that until I accidentally spend all my money, which is absolutely going to happen.
That's why you have a financial advisor.
Fast forward to 2 episodes.
Yeah, my
from now.
financial advisor is trying to tell me to buy a helicopter.
No, I said to buy a car. A helicopter's too obvious. And I specifically said not a priced car.
There are plenty of Edgewise cars available.
Yeah.
They are nowhere near as nice.
You know, it just like gets you.
Well,
where
now
you
that we
go.
don't have to go to family dinner, like one of my things on my to-do list was to buy a bunch of fancy clothes and a fancy car and fancy jewelry so that we looked fancy at the family dinner. But now we don't have to do that.
Which would have totally backfired anyways. They would
It
just
would have
see us
been
as
really
posers,
funny.
but it would have been hilarious.
You guys could buy some TV cameras.
Yeah, we could start a
Make
production
some
company.
A little production company.
That'd be
Make-
cute.
make-
You do
a
have a
little, like,
lot of contacts who are
UHF
specifically involved in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, can we just hire Vila? Like, what's up with
Yeah,
Vila? We haven't
100%.
talked to her. Like, did she ever get paid the second payment?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, good. Because
For
they
sure.
were threatening that they wouldn't
Also,
pay
she
her.
did nothing.
Oh, I forgot. That was
That's-
another thing
that's
that
what
I...
she's good at.
That's
That
what
was
she
another
does.
thing that I wanted to do with my money is buy a bunch of billboards that talked about how crappy their company is and how no one should.
So this sounds like a marketing opportunity.
Yeah, I go to Athenion and they'd make me some billboards that like what was the name of their company? It was
Which one?
the
Oh, the stylist and activist guild?
yeah the,
Yeah,
You're
FNG.
gonna run a smear
Yeah,
ad campaign.
just be like don't bother, they won't do shit.
But trials don't even happen that often. Like, they get very minuscule amounts of business as it
Well, they're
is.
gonna get less.
They don't just do trials. They
Yeah.
they do all the media.
Okay.
Yeah,
But they're the people you go to for the trials.
Yeah.
just be like worthless.
So we're gonna start a competitor to the Stylist and Advocates Guild.
Oh, mostly I just want to trash them in billboard form.
Started a billboard company.
No, we can't.
Well, that's
we
Athenian.
cannot
They would
start-
break
they
our
would-
legs.
Yeah, they'd steal our kneecaps or something messy, not sophisticated.
You could be their favorite customer.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Sam is probably going to get a premium account with the number of billboards that he's going to end up buying.
Okay. I am going to stop talking now because my throat is not happy.
Should we tell people what
Yeah.
the plan is for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah. What do you think?
So next week is we'll be doing-
Pre-recorded.
Yeah, we're gonna do a holiday themed one shot from our friends that wrote the Tale of Two Feasts. I am sorry, I cannot remember your names right now.
Entertainment.
Thank you.
And
Etna
apparently,
Entertainment.
some of the characters that we made in Tale of Two Feasts have been written into this adventure,
Mhm.
which is very cool.
And that will be on sometime. It will be released sometime next week. And then on the 2nd,
I think that's just a normal Vescar one, right?
Yeah, we're all here on the second, right?
no.
No, we're down on Libby, but I think we're still doing a Vescar,
Yeah, I'll be back the following week.
and then gone the week after that, I think.
Yes. Wow, I did put my conflicts in the calendar.
Yeah.
Good job, past Libby. I was on my way here this morning and I was like, I need to put that 19th in there of January. But wow, good job, past Libby. Yeah, so we will be mostly back to normal. Just next week is the one that is gonna be a little bit different, but that's because it's the holidays. So happy
You can't expect us to record a live episode on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be boxing.
Or
Yeah.
Chris Nook, the fake holiday my brother made up on December 27th.
What's it called?
Chris Nook. don't just
Isn't that St. Brian's Day?
maybe I should expand the lore. My brother is a bit of a wordsmith. He likes to make weird names for things, and now Chris Nook exists. And the Chris Nook Carol is that song that they sing in the Muppet Christmas Carol. That's like Christmas is coming, but you just change it to Chris Nook. Yeah, sorry, that was a long rant about Chris Nook for nobody that was interested. But
We all learned something.
yeah, that's the schedule coming up.
All right, guys. With that, we say goodbye to Vescar for the rest of this year. And we'll see you guys. You'll see us next week, but we'll see you the week after that. All right. Thank you all. Have a lovely rest of the day,
Bye.
and goodbye.